Okay. I mean, let's just cards out on the table here. We got options, don't we? Shakes, I don't know if you wanna give me a hand here on this intro. What can't we do at this point? I already said this one before, so I'll just go ahead and lead in with the "What are you gonna do when Pyramania runs wild on you, brother?" We could of course always go with "If you smell what the Pira is cooking." Shakes, you got any good classics that we're missing here?
That would be the bottom line because Pirasaurus said so.
Yeah, because Pirasaurus said so. Very good. Yeah, Pirasaurus has got you for 5 minutes of playtime. Oh, yeah.
We are getting a little, it's a little Inception now. We're going to get fake wrestlers played by real wrestlers.
Real wrestlers, yeah. I guess I should have opted for, the death mist always rises to the top. Yeah.
Time is a distortion and space is the place.
Yep. Time for you to rest in peace. I mean, that's just a given. By God, it's Pirasaurus. He's dead. He's dead. As God is my witness, that man is broken in half. Look, we could do this all day. You probably think it's a wrestling podcast at this point, but it's not. It's long-time watcher, first-time writer, and it's episode number 6, and we're happy that you've joined us again. Folks, we've been prepared for this one for a while, so it's gonna get ribbled, and we apologize in advance. As always, I am your longtime watcher, King Fats in 95th, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful longtime writers, Action Shakespeare.
Unbelievable!
B-Drops.
I don't know sports.
And the magical whale gopher.
Heaven or hell fight.
Close enough.
Hanging from the rafters.
Did I do it? Did I reference a sport?
You referenced the sport. I'm so proud of you, Gopher.
Thank you.
Good job, Gopher.
It's episode 6 of the podcast. We are going to be talking about episodes 16 and 17 of Kamen Rider Ichigo series. Real quick before we want to get into it, just want to say a big congratulations. It will not be relevant when you are hearing it, but at the time of recording here in the United States, it is the April the 2nd, which means over in Japan, it is April the 3rd, which means it is the 50th anniversary of the airing of the very first episode of the very first season of Kamen Rider, which originally aired April 3rd, 1971. So, happy anniversary, Kamen Rider. You've turned 50 years old, and you're still kicking, so
we
proud
should
of
premiere
you.
the series on this day, probably. Whoops.
Well, if we had known. But, it's like the commercials say, you live, you learn, you get loves. But yeah, happy anniversary, Kamen Rider, and I can think of no better way to celebrate this anniversary than by heading it over to B-Drops with the death count.
As we know, there is nothing we said. No, that's a morbid joke.
No, please.
Let us celebrate death now, though.
Rest in peace.
So, recounting episode 14 and 15 for the first time ever, we are accounting for the murderous habits of our new Kamen Rider, Hayato. So the counting has gotten a little more complex, but bear with us. I'm going to do my best to keep track of everything.
We believe in you, B.
I have added a Kamen Rider V2 kills count, as well as a Team Kamen Rider kill count, so there will be separate kill counts for Hayato and Takeshi, and I will be totaling them as a team score. So,
question.
From here on out, yes?
As far as Team Kamen Rider kill counts, is that going to also include any kills by Taki or Tachibana, or I guess the Rider Girls?
I had not considered it. I was only thinking of considering Kamen Rider and both Kamen Riders. If we want to call them Team Kamen Rider, we can. Otherwise, I was thinking of counting them as miscellaneous kills.
Fair enough. At the end of the day, it's your kill count and it's up to you. I just thought, it might be a good idea.
I definitely understand that they're like part of the Team Kamen Rider, but, well, it's while it's a kill for their basket, I guess, I think a lot of my purposes for this, personally at the very least, are I want to see how many people each Kamen Rider specifically kills.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
like, I could add a miscellaneous team member Kamen Rider kill count, but I do at the very least want to consider every individual Kamen Rider's kills.
Very understandable.
But this is a discussion that we will have to take off podcast at some point. Now I will recount the murderous tendencies of this wonderful show.
Here's what
So, Hayato comes in first 2 episodes with a total of an impressive 13 kills.
not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
An impressive
It's a
start.
very
yeah.
strong start. That's a stronger start than Takashi had, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. Lagging behind, Shocker did not kill anyone these past 2 episodes.
Nerds.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a bunch of punks.
Yeah,
They killed
I
a
mean,
butterfly, I guess.
They killed the hell out of that butterfly. That's
God, his ass.
super fair. Sabo Tegron did great work in Mexico, but he did not do great work in Japan.
Yeah, that's fair. He
So-
probably like drowned a bunch of people in Mexico.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
But we don't count
Um,
off-screen kills.
We don't. Sorry, all of those faceless people. So we end up having a total of 13 kills, all in Team Kamen Rider for these past 2 episodes, thus leaving us with a total of Hayato comes in strong with 13 kills.
Mhm.
Team Kamen Rider is now advancing to 65 kills.
Good lord.
Shocker still remaining back with 52 kills. And now we are at a grand total of 117 people. DED.
Fucking
Damn.
117 corpses just strewn about Japan.
Yeah, I feel like this has become like an official war zone at this point.
Yeah, seriously.
A little
Like
bit.
at this point, the government has to have taken notice, right?
Like there's a body count on both sides.
Yeah.
That cannot be ignored.
And like, yeah, I was gonna say a not insignificant one. I mean, just the Kamen Riders by themselves have done a not insignificant number of murders.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And also shit keeps blowing up, like I don't know, maybe this is like Ultraman syndrome. Now they're just too used to it. You hear an explosion a couple hundred miles away and you're like, it's one of those fucking giant monster fights.
Yeah, another
Shit.
death ray or something. I don't know.
It's Yu Yu Hakusho shit.
Kamen
Butterfly.
Rider
Guys
will
got
take
horns.
care of it.
Whatever.
Butterfly landed
gonna
on a
ruin my
cactus
day.
over there.
Thinking about the oil rig, or not rig, but like facility that was just nuked at the end of one of the episodes.
Oh yeah.
Just
The place that gets
random set of
danger lighted.
tankers.
Like that's basically the plot to Godzilla Raids Again, and they just didn't notice.
And they just don't, because at this point, Godzilla may have in fact already raided again. So they're just like, yeah, it's this shit
Yeah.
again. Fucking hate living in Japan. I can't wait to move. Every other
I'm
day,
going to
some shit's
Mexico.
blowing up.
It's either the Kamen Rider or the Kaiju. It's either one of them.
Grandpa, something blew up. Yeah, it's probably
Tell somebody who cares.
something.
Back in my
It's
day, when
probably
something-
that Mega Man. What's his ass? Big silver bitch.
Back in my day, when something blew up, it was about the symbolism. Urgh.
Post-war guilt.
Oh,
God, I'm just thinking of
Terror of nuclear energy.
fucking boomers watching like mid 80s to early 90s Sentai where they just blow shit up because they can, because they've got the money to. Talk about back in my day blowing something that like was symbolism. Here's a symbol for you. We got a pyrotechnics budget of $1 bazillion.
We got some models, baby.
symbolize this.
It's really some Michael Bay-esque shit.
Except
Just-
it's so much better.
So good though.
It's amazing. I love it. I love every second of it. But shit also does just explode because it can. But we're getting off topic a little bit. We're here to talk about Kamen Rider, and specifically now we're here to talk about the intersection of wrestling and Kamen Rider, because it's the devil wrestler Pirasaurus. That's the first episode we're starting with. Kamen Rider episode 16 airs July 17th, 1971. Boy howdy, the wiki doesn't have much for us on this one. We get a little synopsis blurb, so let's not go over the synopsis blurb, because it spoils something from the very beginning, and also it's not written all that well. So we'll just get into it. So y'all remember that kill count? And, and how Shocker hadn't murdered nobody?
Yes. What about it?
Well, Shocker noticed, and they were none too thrilled. So we start this episode out with a bunch of people on a bus, and the bus is, it's riding around at the speed of bus. Got bus stops to make. Gotta follow my bus stop.
Where is it going?
We don't know.
Well,
I don't think it's actually explained.
But we will.
The driver does inform us where this bus is going.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're taking a bus downtown, as it were.
Very nice.
Down under.
Down under. It's already starting. So suspicions of the bus passengers are aroused when they can't help but notice that the bus driver isn't stopping at the bus stops. And people are like, hey, I gotta get off the bus. This is my stop. And the bus driver's like, I'll tell you where your stop is. Your stop is at hell, because this is a roaming Shocker test lab, and y'all motherfuckers are going to be test subjects for the Shocker Death Mist. And the bus driver takes off his hat, and he reveals himself, and it's Pirasaurus. He's already here. We're already seeing him in the episode. He hits him with the gas. I'm going to step on the gas. And everyone turns into bleach-head bones.
This gas turns you into skeletons, not paper skeletons. They got
real
Halloween decorations this time.
And it's
budget keeps going up. I said budget keeps going up.
It's interesting to think that they specify it's a mobile Shocker lab.
Mm-hmm.
But for all intents and purposes,
it's a bus.
Pirasaurus just got on a bus.
They hijacked the bus.
What a nerd.
It's about the flourish. Yeah.
It's about the prestige.
I do think it's very amusing that, it's so unnecessary. He could have just gotten on a bus, any bus. It really doesn't matter. He didn't need to hijack the bus. He could have just gotten on and just blah,
I mean, I guess that's kind of what he did.
But
he's just like, I'm pretending to be the driver first.
I guess they wanted to make sure to get as many people as possible or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And then drive it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were driving it somewhere a little out of town too, so they could dispose of all the skeletons.
But it's like if Batman just hijacked a sedan. He's like, "This is my Batmobile now." It's
the problem is I can see Batman having to do that. Something happens, the Batmobile wrecks. He steals a Kia Hyundai. Nope, that doesn't work.
That was two car brands.
Two brands. We're gonna re-roll that for a Hyundai Elantra.
Michael Basketball Jordan.
Michael Basketball.
Oh no, my joke is completely out of context now.
You'll never be in context. You'll never know.
You do know his sport.
Now people
I've
know
heard
it's
of
your
a
joke
basketball. It's the orange one.
I'm gonna need someone to redeem Michael Basketball Jordan as a Smash announcer name in one of your streams, Shakes. I'm gonna go ahead and just write that down as a mental note to me.
Fair enough.
I'll write it down as an actual note.
Michael
Thank you.
Basketball Jordan.
Michael Basketball.
Kermit the Frog and my good friend Michael Basketball Jordan.
Is this getting cut?
Hey,
What have we done?
remember when this podcast was about Kamen Rider? I don't.
Anyways, gas.
Yeah. So
Just like the bus. a Pirasaurus had gas, and it was dangerous. Really changed the definition of fossil fuels.
Wow!
Hey!
Yeah, not.
Bonk.
So yeah, here's the thing that I don't understand about the death mist is it seems like it is supposed to be some form of deadly poisonous gas, except it do what acid do.
It does it all.
Why the gas do what acid do?
But is it poisonous gas?
Is it poisonous gas?
They call it
Yeah.
venomous gas.
That's not
Which is-
correct.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is-
just objectively wrong.
It's why it amuses me so much.
Would a paladin
But-
be immune to it, or is it acid? These are the questions.
Fuck you
So
and your
the thing
atomic
is,
beast.
it is definitely a gas because we in this first scene we establish our shocker employee who is not a cyborg who
I believe her name is
avoids
Miki.
this. Yes, Miki, who avoids this with a gas mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
but
we established very clearly that it's a gas. But my thing is, how
melts
come
you.
gas melt bones? Yeah,
It melts you to your bones. Don't worry
But
about
only if
it.
you breathe
It's our new death mist. Don't worry about it.
If you
no,
don't
I'm
breathe it,
gonna
it
worry
won't melt
about
your
it.
skin down to your bones.
How-
It's fine.
How
Just
in
don't
the
breathe it.
fuck? How possibly?
Also, Pirasaurus is not immune because he immediately died.
Oh yes, yeah, that is the important thing. That's you want to talk about a fucking prestige for this episode. Pirasaurus murks himself because he wasn't strong enough to handle his own supply. So Miki's like, well, shit. We're gonna need someone who's a little tougher and can withstand this poisonous gas. And so they go back to the Stalker base, where the fascist statue is asking for the hourglass to bring him the diamond in the rough.
And he loves his
they're
scientists.
They're making this gas and cyborg formula, I guess. They have just like an actual little dinosaur.
Yep.
I wasn't entirely sure. There's just a real Pirasaurus, and they have it, and it's this little guy, and he shoots gas out of his forehead, just like the cyborg, and kills scorpions with it. And they get this little guy, and they pick up this little it's not plush, but they made a rubber model of a dinosaur
puppet
thing
of some kind.
and the guy holding him is shaking it like the little thing is fighting him.
It's just,
It's delightful. I love this little dinosaur.
why would nature evolve that? Why wouldn't it just be a regular poisonous lizard with regular poisonous fangs? We have those. That makes sense. Why?
Sometimes nature be weird because
What
there is that
evolutionary niche does four-head poisonous gas dispenser fill?
Fats, there is a lizard that shoots blood out of its eyes. So
Yeah. But
Very
that,
fair.
that makes... I am going
Things
to argue
normally
that
have
makes
orifices.
infinitely more sense
Does
than
it?
four-head poison gas dispenser. Yes, I think it does.
It doesn't shoot blood out of its eyeballs. It shoots blood out of
Out of
an
a little
equivalent
socket,
of something
yeah.
similar to tear ducts in its eyes. And tear ducts are a natural orifice that many creatures have.
And
So-
also, the reason it does that is to blind potential predators. And
Yeah,
also, that's still just not as wild as You were telling me.
So here's the funnier part: is the Pirasaurus. I looked on the wiki just to remind myself. The Pirasaurus is a prehistoric creature with elements of piranhas and dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
And it emits a powerful mist from its body strong enough to kill even a dinosaur in seconds.
Even a dinosaur.
Even dinosaur.
Surprise,
Shocker
it
found
worked
one.
in its natural habitat.
What the
It's a
fuck?
piranha. It's a piranha dinosaur, but it got poisoned.
I still can't get over how all their little scientists are interacting with their precious little pet mist spitter, and then
They love this thing.
I love it.
like the fascist statue is like, my sweet precious scientists whom I love dearly, how y'all doing today?
Right?
Yeah, he's like, shocker scientist, my most prized possession.
He loves them.
Love those
He loves
fascist
them.
scientists.
He loves them, and he loves that Pirasaurus.
Of course.
Except for, what was her name? Ditska? The one who made the Cobra Man? He hated
I
her
think
for
that's
some
the
reason.
same. I think that's Miki, which is the thing that confuses me, because she's supposed to be. It definitely looks like the same actress.
I don't think they are.
We'd have to check.
Yeah, it's
I
a long-haired Japanese woman.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Do you think that perhaps maybe like Miki's just a lot chiller? Like Ditsuko had just really nasty habits of like gossip at the water cooler at the Shocker base or something.
Everybody hated that bitch.
Fucking Rika had backstage heat,
Oh,
and so she had to jump to Cobra Man.
It's Batista giving the thumbs down. She
Oh.
gets hit with a flamethrower.
As if we weren't dunking on fucking Cobra Man bad enough. That makes Cobra Man the James Ellsworth of fucking Shocker.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
You're the punishment. You're the punishment embarrassment match.
Oh shit.
You said the wrong thing to Fascist Eagle statue.
And now you get squashed by Cobra Man. And he gets the woman's title. What the fuck? So anyway, Fashy Statue asks his Diamond in the Rough computers for who can go retrieve the lamp from the Cave of Wonders, and they gave us the name of a Japanese person because fucking of course. He is a wrestler by the name of Noboru Kasuga, and as if to conveniently serve the plot, we then cut to Noboru Kasuga, and he gonna do him some wrestling because that's what he do.
Yeah.
He is a professional wrestler, and we get to start the scene on a ring announcer doing the most.
I love this guy so much.
Yeah.
I love his little mustache. I love his gloves.
Yeah, he's got
He's
beautiful
what?
white gloves.
I love his hand motions.
Just the absolute flourish.
Fucking
The
doing
man
it.
who I understand this man, and I know he would understand me.
yeah.
Yeah, that man would understand anyone. I mean, good lord, what a man doing it for the culture. I mean, that's someone truly living the gimmick, as it were. I fucking adore this ring announcer. So he is announcing, I guess it's just our main event for actually, does he say if it's the main event for the night or not? I don't
believe so.
It should be. It's the champion.
Yeah, well, not every champion.
I don't think the finer details of whatever this show was were really cared about or mentioned, because what's important is we're having a championship match.
Is it even for the belt? I thought it was just a match against the champ.
No, not for the belt. It was against the person who was the champion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I just assumed he would have been challenging him for it anyways.
Yeah, well, you would think, right?
Well, if that was the case, there were other things they felt were more important to focus on. The cameraman especially.
Jesus, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would be safe to assume that this was a championship match because it is a 61-minute time limit, 2 out of 3 falls match. Which,
Yeah.
well, boy, really doing it out here in these streets. In just,
Some sportsman shit.
I mean, this
It's cool. He
place-
only needed like maybe 10 minutes of that.
Yeah, one, they only need to end up using like probably 15 minutes of actual match time, if that. 2, like, this is a hell of an ambitious place to be putting on a fucking 61 time limit fucking 2 out of 3 falls match, because this looks like the place where PWG does all of their shows. Like,
it was a different time.
Yeah.
This is just where you put on the wrestling shows.
It's just where the wrestle show happens.
This is the territories.
Yeah, God,
Japanese
you're right.
territories era.
Japanese territories era. God, you're absolutely right. Yeah, different times. But yeah, just the ricketiest looking ring. It's all covered in shit.
Those ropes are not taut whatsoever.
Ropes aren't taut for
they are
shit.
so slack.
Swaying in the wind.
Yeah, it looked like the ring was like wobbly.
Yeah,
everybody in the arena is like
bump,
right up on the edge.
they're holding it up.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I mean, not exaggerating when I said this looks like where PWG did their shows.
Was it just me, or did the flooring of the boxing ring look just like cement?
Yeah,
it was gray.
It's totally gray. So yeah, I could see where you would. It definitely looks like.
Like, I don't.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look like there's any give to it at all.
Probably not much in the way. It's probably just like wood under there, maybe a little bit of padding.
Ow.
That's generally how it is. Yeah.
Really? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's usually just like a layer.
Here's a little wrestling education. A wrestling ring really is metal supports, plywood, foam, and then a cover over it.
Yep.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's loud as shit.
Yes, it is.
On purpose. Yeah, that part looked fine. It just looked like a dirty canvas.
It looked like
it was
a
not
filthy canvas.
This shit looked grungy.
Yeah.
That whole venue looked grungy.
It really did. Like, I feel like they're trying to pass it off like it's some kind of major arena, especially because this event is being filmed and played on TV, like live on TV, so that would make you think that it's pretty significant, but it looks like it's happening in Uncle Doug's backyard.
Yeah, they just took my old gymnasium from my high school and just threw a boxing ring in there. Boom.
Pretty much. Yeah. And that's most indie shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, welcome to the indies. Hell, isn't that like a bit
now coming at the
because they do
the
all
Boys
their
and Girls
shows
Club
on a football field at some high school.
That's pretty funny.
I know I've seen some gifs of some matches.
Some of them are literally in backyards, and the little children's playground is just in full view, and they take bumps on the Playmobiles.
Hell yeah! Power bomb through the slide.
That's wild.
Wrestling is wild, Gopher, and if you didn't know, you're gonna learn today.
I'm already learning so much.
But yeah, so we're in the grungiest possible.
You
venue.
didn't know? Your ass should have called somebody.
Oh shit! It's getting quick in the road dog. We getting rowdy.
All right. I'm sorry, I had to get that one out of my system.
No, that's fair.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about how we're in the grungiest possible venue, having the most prestigious possible match, fucking 61 time limit, 2 out of 3 falls, and it's being aired on live TV. Even if it's public access, like, holy shit.
I liked there were some cool camera angles I liked, because they basically had 2 versions of this set, which was probably the same version, but from a different vantage point. One that looked like shit because it had the audience and everybody in it, and they had to properly light that. And it just makes the place look like it's like, a 2x4 room. But then they would sometimes do alternative cuts, like especially with like the ring announcer and stuff too, where
it was all black in the background.
Yeah, it was like a void, and that looked very genuine. That's like kind of how it looked in live events at the time, because they would kill the house lights around except for the ring itself. So you would just get this stage, and you could sort of see people beyond it, but outside of that, it was and that one just always looked better. Like they did that multiple times, and it just looked so good when they were doing stunts against that, because it was like, oh yeah, this is a wrestling match.
Hell yeah, we're wrestling.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's.
But yeah, so
we just So that's all I had to say about that.
We've got this big match that's going on, and we see that our wrestling mark for today, Casca, who is the champion. They call him the human machine. We call that foreshadowing in the business, kids.
Brian Cage?
Long-term booking. Casca throws up a victory sign, the V sign, the classic Japanese V sign over at the camera, and they're like, they say he does the V at the camera for his little brother Kiyoshi. And of course, we do the classic pan through the TV, you know, where we're looking at a person and we start zooming back, and then it's like, hey, that's the angle that our camera was doing, but it was the fake camera in universe, and now that's how we're looking at him from the TV. I always like that one. That's always a good one.
Yeah,
that's fun.
But yeah, so we pan out, and the little brother in question is hanging out with Goro. Anybody? Hey, show of hands, who remembers Goro?
Not until like 10 minutes into this episode.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right.
I eventually did. He hasn't appeared since the first Hayato episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had the situation of being like, who are these fucking kids? Oh wait, the blue one's Goro.
Wait a second. They were returning characters?
Yeah. Okay, so the kid in the blue shirt.
I forgot.
The good actor?
Yeah, the good child actor.
I forgot about the good child actor being a recurring character.
Yeah, he's
Banana Kid.
He's
the Banana Kid.
Yeah, he's the Banana Kid. First of all, I believe he's Miki's younger brother.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah,
one of the Rider
Girl younger brothers. I'm pretty sure it's Horny Girl. Because why wouldn't it be?
I'd believe it. They're both pretty rambunctious.
Yeah.
Mari.
Yeah, Marty.
Yep. Miki is the evil scientist this episode.
Oh shit, you're right. Whoops.
That would have been a wild twist, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would have been great.
Some real Shyamalan shit.
Not set up whatsoever.
Nope.
But damn it, it's a twist.
And
I can't think. My brain went twists plus wrestling equals it's me, Austin.
You know what's a big twist?
A little bit, yeah.
The fact that Hayato was just right there.
Yeah, that was a twist. Hayato's just at the ring.
And then he's taking pictures, and he waves to the camera.
It's because look, Hayato is all-knowing and all-seeing.
And he winks.
He's a cheeky little
Praise
bastard,
be to
and
our
I
Lord.
love him.
Really?
It's the gay clown energy.
He's truly
a little bit.
Hi there.
He has only gotten gayer here. He is here as a photographer, and don't forget, in the last episodes we saw him in, he was very adamant about saying, I do not take pictures of women.
He doesn't do
but
women.
He doesn't do women, but he's living his best life, taking just oodles of pictures of these sweaty men wrestling each other. Oodles of pictures.
I'm going to be adding this one to my private collection.
Or he would if he didn't fuck up immediately.
Yeah, seriously, come on, dude.
It's like it ejects the film out of his camera.
No, my sweaty hunks.
Dude.
Oh.
Dude's gotta invest in a digital camera in 20 years, 30 years.
Apparently they hadn't back then. They just weren't being mass produced because people thought the digital wouldn't last. They were like, digital cameras, it'll never work.
Wow, in 71?
Apparently. I vaguely remember hearing or seeing a thing about, like, yeah, they had the technology for digital cameras, like, pretty much ready, like, as early as, like, the mid to late 70s. And it
75.
just was, there you go.
Wow.
And it just like wasn't adopted because the film industry was like, but we need film to sell, and also like
That sounds correct.
the digital won't work. We bet. Hey, remember in the 80s when they thought the personal computer was a passing fad?
Or video games.
Turns out capitalism is wrong all the time. Who'd have thunk? What is the relevance of what we are saying currently to the episode we're supposed to be talking about?
Relevance
Nothing.
is that
Cameras.
there's relevance
camera,
here. You
you're
just
right.
need to look in deeper. That much like these innovations, there is much amazing content waiting ahead for us.
Yes. In the future, there will be more amazing things to come. So let's dive into the future. So
Like video games.
Kasuga wins clean. Kasuga wins so clean.
A sweep. Like
Like-
no, it's a 2 out of 3 falls, and that man gets both of them and leaves.
He really does. Fucking talk about not getting paid by the hour. But I mean, just his opponent just lays out on these covers too. Because first of all, these are
That first one, he got with an arm drag.
yeah. He gets the first fall off of an arm drag and and like the most abysmal lateral press cover. I mean, it looks like he was trying to be a tent.
It looks like he was trying to 69 that man. Like, let's be
Shout out
real.
Don Callis.
Like, yeah, just like he was getting all up in there, man. I think maybe his opponent got angered someone in the back because,
Yeah.
oh boy, that was an embarrassing match.
Yeah, seriously, you do not look good losing this way to this dude. I know he's supposed
He's
to
the
be the
champ.
champion, right? He's like what 48-0-2 or something on his
He's got the
record.
ultra
in his
punch.
Yeah, he's got the big old Walter Grippers. He's got the ultra punch. So reasonably
he's Ultraman.
you would think, oh, if I lose this guy, I'll probably still look pretty good, but not with these covers.
No.
Doesn't fucking hook
And
a
I say
leg
this-
or an arm.
I say this as someone who has watched extremely little wrestling. That still didn't look good to lose to.
No. Jim Ross would be furious if he saw this shit.
Hook the leg.
Hook the leg. If you don't get a hook a leg, you're never gonna get a cover. It's as simple as that.
It's not really getting in deep.
We gotta go. Anyway, so
The extended cut of the podcast where Shakes and Fats just talk about wrestling for 7 hours. Let's
Yeah.
go.
we'll just get PO and Wordsy on, and we'll just bullshit about these 2 episodes specifically for like 6 hours. Buy it on our Patreon. Anyway, after the squash match of the century, Kasuga goes to the back where he is he's getting himself ready to change and head on out of there when
Yeah, he went all the way to the soccer team's locker room.
yes, today we learned Kamen Rider has been able to afford many things, but one of them is not a new locker room set. So we're back at the soccer locker room.
Don't worry
Used all
about
that budget on skeletons.
Yeah, we really did. So we're back at the soccer locker room, and when he gets in, well, how do you like them apples? There's a pretty girl inside, and she says she's with some magazine that I cannot remember the name of. It's like Machi something. Does anyone remember?
I
I got nothing.
No.
wanna.
I was too busy looking at her camera that has a gun barrel on it.
Yeah.
What?
So,
Yeah, it does just have a gun barrel on it.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. This woman has a fucking camera with a gun attached to it. It's very obvious.
Machicho Shimbo Bun. I probably butchered that pronunciation. I apologize, but that is.
But yeah,
The
she's
magazine.
like, I'm with the magazine. Can I get a picture of the champ? And he's like, oh, well, of course. Something like this. And he hits the post for the fans. That's for all you rhythm heaven nerds out there.
Taka desu ka?
You're
Sugoi desu ne.
Punch for the fans.
And
Should've wore
then
that shirt
he
today.
gets shot with a poison arrow or a poison dart and just gets jumped by what I would like to call the Nazi men in black. Because that's really... That's really what they are. They just like drop down from the ceiling and burst into the room. Just
every corner of where they could enter.
Yeah, I feel like we have missed. We should probably go rewind just a little bit so we can because there's some things that were missed, like we vaguely mentioned that this dude has a little brother. He's hanging out with Goro. They're at
they're
the
hanging out.
motor club and they're watching him wrestle. So that's how we're going to get the rest of our cast members to be a part of this plot. So remember that for later. But also watching this wrestling match is a guy who we have not seen before this episode. We've seen him earlier this episode. We haven't gotten a name for him yet, which is why I'm refraining from naming him, especially because his name becomes relevant to jokes that were made episodes ago. Long-term booking. But so this guy he's there. He's hanging out with. I appreciate your Nazi men in black, but I mean the problem is Shakes pointed it out. They're dressed like cutie honey mooks. They just look like mobsters. Like I feel like if they had any voice lines, they'd be like, "Yeah, deska."
God. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, what do we got here?
Oh no! Oh, looks like
Wait.
some kind of professional wrestling match. That guy looks real strong. Maybe he could help us move some things.
Maybe he could be immune to dinosaur gas.
That'd be pretty helpful for us and our plans. Let's go requisition them about it, eh, fellas? So Evil Hollis and the Bad Citizens Brigade bust into the room and pretty handily get their asses served to them by this wrestler who has already been tranked.
Yeah, no, he just starts handing out ass whoopings until he literally drops.
At which case, there are so many fucking prestiges this episode. But Miki hits us with another prestige. Where she's like, that tranquilizer was strong enough to put down an elephant in 10 seconds. And he lasted 20. What the shit?
He's super dead.
Yeah, he's...
Yeah, he didn't pass out. His heart just finally fucking stopped.
Nothing can overpower the energy of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
The spirit of pro wrestling burns hot within this man. And it carries him.
If all of those episodes of Ultimate Muscle I've watched have taught me anything, it's that pro wrestlers can truly do anything, and also that there's nothing more devastating than a teabag to the face.
That's a sure in real life.
Yep. Shout out to all my Bronco Busters out there.
God. I do like a nice Earl Grey. What happens next?
So Miki is trying to, I would not say inconspicuously, because she's definitely just sort of waltzing out there. But Miki tries to leave, where she is interrupted by Hayato, who has decided that today he will be playing the role of a creep.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Whoa, that's a wild camera you've got. Can I see it?" And she's like, "I'd prefer if you didn't." And he's like, "Nah, come on. I'm super crazy about cameras. Let me see it."
You look like you have a
Literally
gun on
grabs
it.
her.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's an important bit.
I mean, he
That
would
touch,
have,
Hayato.
if he had just accused her of being a Nazi, he would have seemed a lot less creepy than the way he decided to handle this situation.
It was expert play. He wanted to look like a creeper and not a Kamen Rider so he could get info.
I mean, I guess that's fair, but don't they know?
I don't know.
But he was
They didn't know fucking Hongo was the Kamen Rider, so sure. Or did they? I don't fucking know.
Depends on the episode.
Yeah, really. Who gives a shit? Anyway, Hayato gets chopped for being a creep, but he uses it he rolls high enough on his sleight of hand that he gets the camera without noticing. And he looks at the camera and he's like, I was right, this isn't a normal camera. Which, like, no shit, Sherlock, there's a barrel on it. There's a fucking gun barrel on this thing. Yeah, I think if not. Like,
so obvious.
It's so
like,
obvious.
if you haven't seen the episode, we cannot overstate how obvious this gun barrel attachment on this camera is.
We can't, because first off, we have to comment on the type of camera it is, because it is like Hayato had himself in the Sabotegron episodes. If you've seen those, it's just one of those little itty bitty like Snap-O-Matics. So we are talking about a camera that is about the shape of the shape and about double the size and width of a biscotti that just has a gun barrel on it. Like, this is the most conspicuous piece of equipment I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. I cannot imagine how you would possibly talk away to someone what this thing is without adding some additional bits and being like, no, wait, look, it's a tripod or something. And at that point, why do you have a goddamn tripod for your Snap-O-Matic?
I gotta work with what I have, okay?
It's an aesthetic you don't understand.
God, yeah, I guess. But like, just because this thing is sticking out like a good 3 or 4 inches out of the front of the camera too. It's so obvious.
On those early 2000s cell phones where you just had to pull up the antenna, it looks like a thicker version of that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
This camera needs cellular reception to function at all times.
I mean, yeah, it looks like that. It's so silly. I mean, just no sense of stealth or subtlety whatsoever. And so of course Hayato, who rolls well on sleight of hand but poorly on perception, is able to use this to determine that the Miki is sus. And so she starts driving away in a plot point that is not revealed until significantly later. And she finds herself being tailed by the Kamen Rider. We don't get a transformation scene or anything. He's just kind of chilling at the back of the parking lot in suit on the motorcycle.
Very inconspicuous.
Really
He's ready.
conspicuous. Yeah, he is the knight. So he's trailing Miki. We get some additional budget usage here. That's pretty nice because we get some nice roadway shots of him like actually driving behind her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of our cinematography folks want to talk about the cinematography on that. If there's anything to talk about, I personally enjoyed it. I think specifically the thing I really liked is that like you could tell that this was not a shot that they staged in any way, past like maybe making sure there weren't too many other people on the road at the time so they could actually film, because you can actually see like other cars on the side of the road and stuff, and that's neat.
Yeah, very, very authentic.
Yeah. So wait a minute.
What?
I'm thinking of a thing, and then I'm thinking of what I had mentioned about plot point to be revealed later. And I'm confused about how things are supposed to happen.
Are you thinking of that one man
No.
and his name?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, here's...
Because
okay,
I will say they did mention that earlier, but we've not revealed him yet.
So we'll jump around a bit so I can explain. So Miki gets in this car. She makes her getaway. She uses a device that is in the car to call back up when she notices she's being trailed by the Kamen Rider. Later, after some fight scenes, inevitable fight scenes, it's a Kamen Rider show, we're getting fight scenes. After some fight scenes, we watch Miki take this same car and have it drive itself into a river, and she says, "There, now people will think that Kusuka killed himself by driving into the river." Or they'll think he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So is this supposed to be his car?
Yeah, probably. Just took it.
Seems fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
The thing that confuses me is that from what I saw, it looked. I mean, I guess maybe they could have just had another device in there that we couldn't see, but it looked like the radio she uses was like an attachment to the car.
I mean,
Wait, yeah, she definitely took his car, but yeah, I can't speak for the radio.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute, is this supposed to be his car or is this some shocker car?
Because she's trying to say, or she was trying to frame the scene as like, oh, he died in this accident, so as to very poorly lead any suspicion away from their trail, but yeah, I cannot speak for the radio situation. Maybe
I think it's just like a communicator or something, because it doesn't seem to be tied to anything. Looking at the
from what I remember, it was just a tiny little device.
Was it just a little I'm mentally remembering like a cord that goes to something, but maybe I'm
unless
incorrect.
There's another shot of it now.
Huh.
Whoops.
I guess I'm just going crazy. So anyway,
we all have those days.
She takes her little her car radio, and she's like, I'm it's the guy. He's doing the thing. Get him. And so Kamen Rider finds himself as he is tailing her, cut off on both ends, by shocker goons, which means it's time for us to have a little Kamen Rider fight. But this time we've got ourselves a little leader of our shocker goons, and
a non-cyborg man.
Yeah. And Shakes, would you like to introduce us to this non-cyborg man?
He is apparently the trainer of Pirasaurus.
Yes. Leader of the Nightmare
we got a
Factory.
coach. Leader of the Nightmare Factory. Hurricane Joe.
Now, they say that all
The
men are
most
created
pro
equal. But you look at Hayato Ichimonji and you look at Hurricane Joe and you can see that it's not true. Now, normally, when you go one-on-one with another cyborg, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But Ichimonji is a genetic freak, and he's not normal. So you got 25% at best at beat him. Then you add Pirasaurus to the mix, chances of winning drastic go down. So here's the thing, in the freeway, at Sacrifice, I don't remember the math, I can't do this, but we got him. We got Hurricane Joe, he's in the mix. Senior Joe! The numbers don't lie! And they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. I was fucking ecstatic when I found out that this was a character that existed in the series at all. I don't even remember how I found that out. I think I was randomly on a whim looking for characters in the show that might be named Joe to make that joke with. And I was like, wait, there's a Hurricane Joe and he's a wrestler? And I was just, oh my god. It could not have, like, the stars themselves. Scott Steiner came down from the heavens and he bequeathed to me a Hurricane Joe. And I'm so fucking happy.
Let us all thank
Big Papa Pump.
Pump.
Holla if you hear him.
The big bad booty daddy. Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner.
For bequeathing us this blessing.
Thank you, Scott. Let us thank the Scott, the Joe, and the Perk Angle. for the gifts that they have given us on this wonderful day. Oh my god.
Amen.
Amen. So Hurricane Joe, leader of the cyborg training facility at Shocker.
The
He's
fucking Shocker performance.
Oh shit! I love being a Shocker superstar and training here at the Shocker Performance Center.
But for all that build-up,
Yeah,
he just walks away.
he definitely. Well, I mean, his job is done. So we have a nice little
He
fight.
did it poorly.
Well, yeah, I guess he did kind of a dog shit job.
He's supposed to be training these guys, and they got no hits in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Listen, they're the newbies. Like,
Okay, then
they
don't
didn't
put 'em
have
up
time.
against the
doing
raid
ring
boss.
crew and rope running. They're just starting to learn how to take bumps. Like, give them a break.
Yeah, we taught them how to jump off this hill.
Oh yeah, the Kamen Rider will give them a break, alright. We'll just be of their back.
Oh god, I'm just thinking of that one fucking, what were they called? The Dark Order minions. Creepers. The one creeper who did the bad punches on Dustin Rhodes. I'm just thinking of him, but dressed as a Shocker goon now.
It's roughly it is the same look.
Yeah,
it's just
really
lucha
is.
masks.
It's just lucha masks in all black.
Can't believe Kamen Rider's real in AEW.
I can't believe Shocker are faces in AEW. Oh god. So we have a little fight. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything significant that really happens in this fight, but aside from Hurricane Joe,
It's a
think-
distraction.
That was the significance of it.
Yeah.
That he just walked away.
yeah, it's a pretty by the numbers fight, and then he just kind of dips, and Ichimonji's like, "Oh shit, he was distracting me so I wouldn't be able to continue following her trail," but like, he does it anyway.
Yeah.
So what the shit?
I liked in this fight where he was like, "All right, job's done. You're distracted. Everybody fall back and retreat." And they do, except like one of the dudes who I think it looks like one of the cutie honey ones.
Mhm.
Just Kamen Rider still has a hold up, and he just like fucking obliterates his face, and he just crumples down the hill
Rip that guy.
while everyone else is running.
Looks like we are
remember
going to
him-
be operating at a loss.
He just looked so sad.
Oh, guys, come back.
But yes, moving on.
Yeah, so supposedly this is supposed to be a distraction so that Kamen Rider cannot follow Miki, but also like I mentioned, we jump forward after this fight. She's driving a car into a lake, or she's making a car drive itself into a lake. We really don't get much of an explanation on that one. She walks out of the car, she looks at the lake the car drives in. I'm going to assume she left a brick or something, and get on with my life. But like, she does that, like, looks back because she hears a noise, runs off screen, and then like 2 seconds later, Kamen Rider is riding up on the exact location that she was at. So like,
It's the bug hearing.
how was your distraction, Joe? Pretty bad, it seems like.
Exactly. He did his job poorly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as Big Papa Pump has told us in the past. Oh no, wait, this is our Joe. Never mind.
Well, Joe only knows how to be big and kick ass.
That's fair.
I don't think that really. I don't really think espionage missions or diversions or anything that that requires any level of tactics is under that umbrella.
Yeah, Joe's definitely our Mongo. He he's here to be big and throw dudes, and that's which is weird.
Boy, howdy.
He's treated like a senior officer, and I guess he is because he's like the cyborg trainer. But like, you'd expect there to be a certain amount of intelligence required on that application, wouldn't you?
At least a 600 IQ.
I think they've given up on that
thresholds are
one.
very high.
At least a 300 IQ.
At least 300.
That's so
I mean,
wild.
it's still really high.
Well, yeah,
That's still like
they need the best of the
impossibly
best.
high.
They need 2 impossibly high IQ'd people to even begin to touch the IQ of Takeshi Hongo.
Yeah, that's true.
Like to put this into any amount of perspective for anybody who like doesn't know anything about IQ scores, and slight disclaimer, obviously IQ is incredibly biased and not a great representative of all forms of intelligence, but moving beyond that, Albert Einstein is estimated to have around 170 IQ.
And I think I looked this up at the first episode, I'm not sure if I brought it up, but isn't the highest IQ only like 250?
It does not go very high, generally speaking. So, like, these are all impossibly high numbers, and I don't know what Hongo is.
Hongo is the mutant.
He's
He
genetically...
is a mutant freak. He is not normal.
He's really not.
That's why you only got a 50-50 shot at beat him.
No. Hongo is the genetic freak. You only have a 25% at best beat him.
Beat him.
Then you add Pirasaurus to the mix?
My chance drastic go down.
Chances of winning drastic go down. So it's the 3-way sacrifice.
At some point, we're all just going to be able to recite this in
By
turns.
memory. That's your homework, dear listeners. You got to be able to do it by memory, but next time we meet,
We'll go in a round.
Seriously?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
send in your
okay.
submissions
Don't...
to our Twitter.
People actually do this. Don't make them.
Yeah, please don't actually do this.
Oh, you're
Yes,
kidding?
I'm. Oh God, B.
Okay. I won't then. I had 2 weeks. I could do it.
B,
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's
why I'm
fine.
saying specifically.
Sometimes
how
I
far you
forget
go
the
for a
power my
joke.
words hold.
I am here to serve.
So
So anyway,
get dangerously close
There's-
to warp territory.
there's...
Honor me.
You honor me.
Anyways, Worf can't be here. This is a Kamen Rider
Captain.
podcast.
Captain, please
Normally-
get back to the Kamen Rider.
When you are
Captain.
going 1-on-1 with another Klingon.
No, we
You have
can't
a-
do this.
Anyway,
Stop to this right now.
anyway, Kamen Rider rolls up to where Miki fakes a death, and he finds a Polaroid of Kosuke with his younger brother Kiyoshi. I don't even remotely remember the relevance to this. Does anyone else?
Because it gets him to know people, I think.
Does it?
Yeah,
It's-
I think he was the only one who was out of the loop on their
Yeah.
relation.
That would make sense because he would have been
It
at the ring
gets
at
him
the time.
involved in things. And then we have one of the most relatable jump cuts in the series so
That's
far.
a good jump cut.
Along with, it's up there with Puppies.
Yeah.
Which is just this small child asleep on the couch with a
BTFO.
bowl in his lap.
I mean, this kid's fucking ouch. It's
Just plate of something,
Mhm.
bowl plate of something, just on his
plate
chest.
of used to
He
be
is
noodles.
laid out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
Just
down for the.
knockout.
There's a little bit of sauce on his cheek, down for
Yeah.
the count.
truly envious.
Yeah.
We all were.
God, good lord, yeah.
He didn't have to worry about wasting time of your day.
Yeah.
Just napping.
Damn.
Just took a nap. Just ate and fell asleep.
Didn't even set
That's-
alarms, this kid.
What an idyllic existence.
Fucking just taking a nap and then being cool with the fact that it happened. Couldn't be me.
God.
But yeah, so we cut to Kiyoshi, the younger brother. He's BTFO in the Moto Club after having had some good eats in him. Who is it that specifically wakes him up? It's
Taki.
No, it's not Taki.
No, it is.
Oh yeah, it's
Please tell me you remember her name.
Oh god.
Shit!
it's not
Why
Taki.
is the name
it's-
Michiru coming to mind? That's not
it?
right.
Is it Hirome?
That's not it. Hiromi,
Oh,
that's
thank
it.
God.
Michiru, what the
Fuck.
hell?
None of us can
Damn it.
remember this.
Me.
We even...
But then Taki throws him up and gives him a piggyback ride.
Yeah, well, so
Yeah.
So essentially the crux of this is that this kid has been waiting for his older brother all day to come pick him up. And he's like, it's weird that my brother hasn't shown up. He hasn't made, he's never broken a promise before. And so Taki picks up the kid and he's like, well, hey, how about I take you on home? He's probably just at the house. And, Kiyoshi's pretty adamant about how dope his brother is and how he never breaks promises and stuff. And so he's like, if my brother didn't come get me, something must have happened. I want to go check at the arena. And Taki is kind enough to humor him. So they go to the arena. They go to his dressing room. And, I mean, there's not really much there to be found. Shocker did a
I think
good...
his stuff's still there.
No, because we do have a scene
it's
where
just-
we
Oh,
watch
yeah, 'cause they
Miki
had the cover
explicitly take his stuff. Because she takes his shirt and his pants out of the locker. So yeah, Taki's like, see, he's not here. He's probably at your house or something. And Kiyoshi, with obvious reason, he's like, I'm worried about my brother, and Taki's like, well, it's fine, Kiyoshi, you got nothing to worry about. But then he finds a little trank dart on the floor. He's like,
Little
whoa.
is a
it's
word for it.
this thing is so fucking big.
It takes up the whole barrel.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it was big. I get it. It was for clarity. It was just a huge ass prop, especially for.
They couldn't. Shocker could not have made that more suspect unless they put a swastika on it too.
Yeah,
that
pretty
is a-
much.
Black and red giant dart.
It's black and
They
yellow.
just-
Actually, it's just the red. The tip was red. Yeah.
You know?
You know what it
You know? I'm an artist. I
Huh?
understand the names of colors. Believe me.
Okay, I believe you.
Oh, that was easy. Thank goodness.
Get on the line. Rock your body in time. Okay. I believe it.
And as Taki's kind of having a realization, we cut to. Oh god, I'm blanking on the name of the big brother.
Shocker. Oh,
No,
I believe in you, Gopher. You can do
what
this.
is that, dude?
It starts with a K.
big. We're gonna be here all night.
4.
Oh, Kasuka.
There you go. Yes, Casca.
Casca. Jeez.
Yep, we jumped
I
to
only
Casca.
remembered it because I saw it on the subtitles. Don't worry.
Hey, you know what? We take those.
But his memory is being purged by Shocker because they finally learned.
Yeah, because, ladies and gentlemen, they learned their fucking lesson. After 2 goddamn karate cyborgs, they figured out do the memory shit first. It only took them 2 Kamen Riders and 14 other fucking cyborgs. But
At
they
least.
figured it out.
Finally.
It's so wonderful to see his memories get purged because how they do it is they take Kiyoshi and they have him filmed in a black void and then they just spin the footage faster and faster.
Spin.
Oh, Ninja!
And then he just Then his brain activity goes to 0, and they're like, "Yep, his memories have been purged."
They take his memories of his little brother and they flush him down the toilet.
Flush him right down the jaw.
And it just... it's such a good effect. I love it so much. Oh my god. Good, now the cyborg surgery can begin. Which is another wild scene because they have what looks like house lights just kind of lower on him.
Yeah.
And
this big plastic half
dome.
sphere.
yeah.
They just like cover him up like a catering leftovers.
Yeah, they put him in the cage, the steel cage.
And he fades, dissolves back into Pirasaurus.
Just he's back.
And now we have made a
I'm
cyborg.
Pirasaurus now.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Wait. Also, I think we might have been getting that name wrong.
Have we?
There. Fashy statue says Maya and Hurricane Joe when speaking to both of them.
Ah, shit. I fucked
Replace
up.
all instances of Miki with Maya. Miki might be one of the writer girls.
Miki's almost definitely a writer girl if that's what happened.
No, it is not true. Our writer
Neither.
girls are Mari,
Okay.
Michi, and Yui.
Michi.
Fuck me.
You're probably thinking Michi.
You know,
but
got 4
yes.
M names here, all with the
Zendaya is
same.
her-
Anyway, the point is I'll be
Oh.
handing in my host card. I guess we'll find somebody else to
Goodbye.
host this podcast.
To be
a new
fair,
Kamen
we do our best to be accurate, but please do remember that we do all of these in one sitting immediately after viewing for the very first time. And also we no longer have any like episode recaps available to us.
Mm-mm.
So we're doing our bestest.
What?
Yeah, I
And
promise
it's also
once
good
we...
for us to keep in mind that this is just in impressions.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be an accurate
Our
recap.
impressions of Maya were Miki.
Please bear with us.
Our impressions are law. I don't know what you're talking about.
Once we get to
You're
a
right.
Kamen Rider I've actually fucking seen, I'll have the names better memorized, I promise.
I still don't know who Enrico's friend is.
Hiromi,
It was
we-
Hiromi. I
Hiromi.
fucking pulled it out of my ass in the last minute.
You did.
I'm gonna have to-
You got it. I don't.
Print out.
Well,
the
you think I
pictures and
remembered
staple
that?
them to my wall. Oh my goodness.
We gotta remember. We even said in the last episode, we were like, we gotta make sure we remember her name because she's gonna keep fucking showing up.
I feel bad that I forgot that I told myself that I have to remember her name.
Okay.
Oh no.
And thus I did not.
Fucking week 2 of the Please Remember Hiromi campaign.
She became Michiru in my head.
God.
I don't know how that happened.
Me-
Michiru, dude.
Where is-
There's another reference. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck, where were we? Oh,
He's a cyborg
yeah,
now.
Pirasaurus.
He's a cyborg freak. He's not normal, and they're gonna.
He's-
And Hurricane Joe is gonna train him.
Yep, he's gonna.
Yes.
We're gonna train you
Oh
up.
man.
First
You want to
order
beat the
of
Russian? You
business.
gotta eat thunder and crap lightning.
First order of business to test out his power. They tied him up with metal chains.
I mean,
and they said break out.
and he did. Well, he
Yeah, he
busted
did.
right out of there. I will say I appreciate, and I mentioned this when we were watching the episode as well, but I really appreciate. Obviously, Pirasaurus is hitting us with them good sound effects that all of our shocker monsters are
Mhm.
going to give us, but I guess it had to have just been the specific actor or maybe the specific feel they were trying to go for with this episode or whatever, but these E's sound a lot more like the maniacal laughter of a crazy person, and I really liked that as an effect.
Very unhinged energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super unhinged. Like, I want to say Joker
Pirasaurus about to
energy,
tell us
but-
we're living in a
Yeah.
society.
I was.
God, the internet's
Can I go a
cursed
little
the
different?
Joker as a character so fucking much.
I'm so yeah.
I was gonna go with like Heaven Smiles from the Killer 7, but
Well,
I
I've
think
never
Yeah.
played
Joker
Killer
works
7,
too.
unfortunately, so I couldn't make
Hey,
that poll.
play Killer 7.
I'll do it eventually. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
I just did.
Damn. I can't believe Gopher's my mom.
They got you there.
Jeez, King Fats, why do you get two
Oh,
moms?
well,
I mean,
it's because I'm a cyborg freak. And I'm not normal.
Speaking of cyborg freaks who aren't normal, I really don't want to go without mentioning the fact that after Pirasaurus breaks out of these chains to express his power, he is immediately shot with a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Oh, with the fucking R876 bazooka.
just and he just goes like, nah,
Yeah.
no cells.
I'm good.
Cells the Shaz bazooka.
Which I think I'm gonna have to Google this more, but from the rough Google search that I'm doing, it seems like a bazooka can be handled by one person.
That's
This
how you know this
knockback
was a
is-
super bazooka.
Because this knockback was enough to need to be handled by 4 or 5 people.
It was three Shocker Commandos
3, okay.
specifically. So it was 3 of the black and red
they-
Shocker dudes.
It was. They were surprisingly accurate.
While he was standing still.
Yeah.
Not even a scratch.
Not even a scratch, dude. This guy is so powerful.
So now we have a hierarchy of power levels, which is to say, Bazooka is less than Pirasaurus is less than Kamen Rider.
Damn.
Kamen Rider hits harder than a rocket
Fucking
launcher.
bazooka, yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, like, every character he punches is dead.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, but it's just...
the track
it's
record
like-
will show.
It's Doomslayer levels of punch.
Yeah,
Just
just caving in
Ah.
chests.
Go right
It's
through
just
'em.
that fucking scene from Kung Pao where he punches a hole through some dude's chest. It's Kamen Rider does that to every cyborg. You can just look through all of them.
I imagine, like, this show started off incredibly violent to our surprise, but imagine this as like an animated late 90s, early 2000s
yes.
cartoon.
Holy
The
shit.
gratuitous robot violence would be incredible.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I think we only have more to back that up because the comic we were discussing just very briefly last episode was also hyper violent. And I'm just like, that, but animated?
Damn.
He's so good.
Damn you,
That
beast.
So good.
That manga is raw as fuck.
Please check it out. We have it mentioned on our Twitter.
Yes, yeah. Please go check out Kamen Rider Spirits or Shin Kamen Rider Spirits. It fucking rules. Check out some of the other Kamen Rider manga as well. I wish I could tell you some of the other names, but I don't remember all of it off the top of my head. I know there's a comic adaptation of Kamen Rider Ichigo. There's a comic adaptation of Kamen Rider Double called, I think it's actually called Kamen Rider Double Futo Hardboiled Detectives, but I'm not 100% sure. I believe I remember seeing comic adaptations of a couple other seasons as well. I want to say like Kuga and maybe like Kamen Rider Stronger. I'm not 100% sure, but just go check out the Kamen Rider comics. It's a very good time. B, I got beef with you now.
Yes?
Because you said with the animation and the gratuitous violence and everything, and now I want so badly now do I want for Gendy Tartakovsky to be put on a Kamen Rider show.
God.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me?
Oh,
If
that would be
if there's
so...
a man out there who can do robot violence, holy shit.
It is Gendy Tartakovsky.
That-
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
let's
Kovsky.
crowdfund
Yeah,
a couple
let-
million
God,
dollars
that show
and
would be
commission him.
so fucking good. Please, unconscious.
But please.
I'm innocent.
Was.
I've done nothing wrong. Please.
I wasn't familiar with his name, and I googled it, and I instantly am like, oh yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
yep,
Absolutely.
yep.
Yeah, for anyone at home, like Dexter's Laboratory,
Samurai Jack.
Jack, or probably the...
Primal is
Big
his most
robot
recent
violence.
show that he did that has some great scenes of violence from what little I've seen just from trailers and stuff. But yeah, God.
Yeah.
And don't
Yes.
forget Hotel Transylvania.
Hotel Transylvania. There's no robot violence, but
I forgot
it's a fun
great.
series.
Yeah, it's very good movies. I forgot he did those. I was just gonna say, speaking on the topic of great robot violence, I almost forgot. If I recall correctly, he's also the one who did the original, the Clone Wars animated miniseries.
Yes.
Yes.
Which, like, you want to talk about some good ass violence
Oh, right.
and with robots?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
They killed Shaggy.
They killed Shaggy. They had General Grievous murder Shaggy.
Oh, more reasons to love General Grievous.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I agree.
So anyway, my life has been cursed now because
I
the
don't
show
even
will
watch
never
this
come
show.
out.
I don't go to this school.
It's okay, B. We all understand.
No, you do. I'm sorry.
No,
Please
I
go on.
think I understand here.
We stand in solidarity
You
with
do,
me
I'm sorry. I'm
in
sorry.
these trying times.
But the point is, he gets shot with a bazooka.
Yeah, the dude gets shot with a bazooka, and God, that scene would look so cool if it was animated. It'd be a huge ass explosion. Fucking-
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
smoke clearing away from his body,
Right.
and just standing like a boss. Mom
And
said it's my turn to turn on this.
yeah.
as he's getting shot with the bazookas, Tachibana is trying to teach the Rider girls how to ride motorcycles.
I don't
They
think-
don't want none of it.
I don't think we're quite there yet.
We are, actually.
Are we?
It just kind of goes right to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, because Hurricane
Yeah.
Joe's like, your last day of training is going to be at the moto track. So yeah, you are super right.
But they
Tachibana
not
tries
having
to- Yeah, they're not having any despite joining the motorcycle club for this express
don't-
purpose, supposedly. And Tachibana's like, come on!
I do not
We're finally
understand
getting to it!
the motives of these women in the slightest. No, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
do.
sorry. That is a lie.
You don't? It's pretty
I
crystal
understand
clear.
Mari's motives
Yeah.
crystal clear.
Yeah.
She is out
It's
here
Hayato.
for one thing and one thing only, and that is that PTSD. Pretty thick and strong dick.
What is this podcast rated?
Damn!
Oh, damn!
I had no idea where that was going.
I am amazed I have done this much damage to B, because B, I'm pretty sure you've heard me mention PTSD before.
Maybe I just bleached it out of my brain. I don't know.
That's fair. I feel like anyone who ever hears me say those words does.
I don't think I'll be able to.
I don't think we're going to recover from
I
this.
guess it's gonna be a new intrusive thought. Like in 4 months, I'll think of it. I'm just gonna fall down.
Maximum fun. Do you want us now?
Mm.
Oh, so you're going to get... So you're gonna get PTSD about it.
That's our time, folks.
That's it. That's the
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
podcast. We're done.
Wait, okay.
So Hayato is like, I'll take over. Time me.
Yeah, it's-
I'll
it's-
do a light lap, is what he said. I don't know why I remember that.
I know, I remember
just
it too.
found
It's just-
amusing,
yeah, it's a
given what
weird-
happens.
statement. I'm just gonna let's just do a light lap.
A light lap.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start with a light lap and a glass of water, and we'll
Far
see how we're
out.
feeling.
Sorry, ladies.
Ladies?
I need to go take a light lap.
What?
We want
There's a
you.
point
Excuse
of
me,
lighting.
queens. The lighting.
He doesn't have time for any of the Rider girls. He does have time for a light lap and to photograph some sweaty wrestlers.
I think that
It-
paints a pretty clear picture to me.
His
And he's got-
priorities are in
Yeah.
check.
Seems like maybe Hayato might also be interested in some PTSD.
Can't speak for him, but maybe.
Maybe he might from time to
If
time
you so
partake.
desire, Hayato, I won't judge you.
Yeah,
That's
no
good on you.
judgment. Hey, I'm partial to some PTSD every now and again. We're all human.
It keeps
happens.
happening. Listen,
okay, we don't have to be PG-13 here.
I'm not here to judge anyone's preferences. Obviously. I just a modicum of restraint.
Nope. Not on this episode.
A light laugh.
Here's the thing, B. I
Yes.
fully believe this is the modicum of restraint.
Oh God. Okay. You know what? I shouldn't
You know,
test God this way. You are absolutely right.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Gopher just by merit of the fact that we are 6 episodes in, and this is the first time I am referencing PTSD.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm a little afraid what's going to happen by episode 12.
We'll find out.
Tune in, folks.
What about episode 90 when, I don't know when an episode of the podcast it'll be on, but episode 90 of Kamen Rider.
Good lord.
Maybe even I'll say PTSD.
You just did?
That's character
It's already
development.
Oh, not. But I didn't spell out what it stands for or anything.
What does it stand for, B?
Yeah, what is it? I've never heard this acronym
No,
before.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
As we're all
Please.
distracted, we're very much like Kamen Rider because he gets a frickin' boulder thrown at him just as he wasn't paying attention.
And he takes
I love
it.
you so much. I love that you
There's
keep
a
trying to
lizard.
keep this dumbass clown train on track.
There was a
Sorry.
I'm so proud of
there
you.
was a lizard hiding under a rock, like lizard do.
You know, like how lizard do?
He emerged from his lizard to become Nazi.
and then
Lizard has
knocked a
become
rock over
Nazi.
Hayato.
Oh god, yeah. So Hayato gets a fucking rock yeeted at his head. And he's far enough away that any noise that he would make doesn't alert Tachibana and the rest. So they're just kind of sitting there like, damn, how's that laugh, Tachibana? Not great, huh?
Yes, and they don't even go to check on him.
Nope.
They just go home. After 30 minutes of him not coming back.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
As he gets harangued by the Pirasaurus.
Yeah. So there is a slightly important thing here that happens. And that obviously Kamen Rider and Pirasaurus are gonna have themselves a little throwdown. They're gonna have a little tussle. But it's important to note that although he doesn't get destroyed or anything, Kamen Rider does explicitly lose this fight. He gets kicked into a pool. Pirasaurus is like, I won!
Yeah.
I'm the champ!
With a chance!
He did win the spiritual fight, though, I believe, due to the fact that the way he enters this battle is incredible to me. So we already went over, he gets hit by the boulder, and we see a shot of the bike turned over,
Yeah.
but we don't see a body. Pirasaurus starts laughing because he's like, I've crushed Kamen Rider. And Kamen Rider laughs louder than him. And then Pirasaurus turns to see him standing on a cliff a mile away again.
Yeah.
Bitch!
And it's also worth noting that, I think this is Pirasaurus has done a surprising amount of talking.
Yes. Pirasaurus has been one of our
Yes.
more talkative, it's Pirasaurus,
Good in the ring, good on the mic.
Sebo
he's got it
Tegron,
all.
and Chameleon Man have been the ones who have talked the most, for sure.
Certainly a standout for me, especially with the unhinged laughter
Yeah.
that just amplifies it. It's very nice.
Really, just some quality heel wrestling.
And there's also one scene I'd like to point out for cinematography purposes. It's just there is a long shot of both of them embraced in I don't know if there's probably a specific move that it's called, but it looks like a bear hug, and they're just rolling down a hill punching each other. And I just like that
That's a
shot.
good
It's
shot.
real good.
So yes, Pirasaurus successfully defeats the Kamen Rider because he cannot answer the 10 count, and so therefore your winner due by countout is the Pirasaurus. And I believe from there we just hop right on back over to the girls in Tachibana at the Moto Club, correct?
Yeah.
Where they comment that it's been 3 hours and 27 minutes and still no
Stop.
word from Hayato. Not
This
that
is the worst light lap we've
fucking
ever
looking.
seen.
Yeah. Dude's record is abysmal right now.
And then they go dancing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my issues with this scene, is that they explicitly do not go dancing. Everyone's real depressed. They're like, where's Hayato? Oh no.
He's only been gone for 30 minutes and they're already just falling into
He's
despair.
been gone for 3 hours. He's been gone for a bit.
It's at 27 minutes, I do
3 hours
believe.
and
3
27
hours
minutes.
and 27 minutes.
So he's been gone for
okay.
3.5
Still,
hours.
3 hours. He's been gone for less than an afternoon, and they're
And
already
also,
just...
he's like a grown-ass man with his own shit that he does. Well, we're not going to pay attention to that.
He said he was going on a light lap. He just ghosted y'all.
Yeah. He got halfway done, was like, I'm okay with that time. Anyway, I gotta go get groceries. Bye!
Let's go get some McDonald's.
Yeah. He's down. He's on the corner drinking a McFlurry, and you guys are like, I'm so sad that Hayato's not here. So one of the girls is
maybe
like...
I should have got them McFlurries too.
Yeah, should have gotten...
Now I can't go back without them. I best just not go back.
Yeah. I mean, that would be my reasoning. Just be like, whatever, I'll just have my McDonald's, have my McFlurry.
Look,
Gotta hit the
if you
laundromat.
get a McFlurry, and I'm expecting you to come back, I expect you to come back. I don't care if you didn't get me any.
No, but
You will
Just give me a little
explain.
spoon. Just
No.
give me a little
see, that's
sippy.
why. That's
Absolutely
the
not.
issue. Y'all
I won't
motherfuckers
ask
always
for a
like, let me
sippy."
just have a little sippy on that McFlurry. No, you may not. This is my McFlurry. Did you pay for it,
Can I
I
get
just want two
motherfucker?
of the little,
Can I get a mint?
the
No,
little gray M&Ms
No.
at the bottom.
they're
I
mine.
will.
It's my McFlurry.
It's okay,
They're cold
P.
and they're crunchy.
I'll give you a bit of my McFlurry.
Oh, thank you.
I can't finish a full one anyway.
Me neither.
There, we'll split one.
What do y'all got, like...
Widow McFlurry.
What do you got, stomachs the size of grapes over there? Are you not
Yes.
McFlurry?
It's hard to eat a lot of ice cream, okay?
It's okay. Shakes, I understand
had
what
a-
it's like to be a dominant alpha male. You got a couple of bitches over here can't even finish a McFlurry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no!
I will not beat you in a McFlurry eating contest, but I can destroy you in many other ways that
This
do
is
matter.
true.
Like teeth collection.
That's
We've
the
got
most
the
ominous thing you've ever said, Gopher. Don't ever repeat that.
Well, give me some more
You have
McFlurries
many.
and you'll have the teeth.
But it's not ominous when I'm referring to B's teeth collection, as you should know.
Yeah, the concept of beating someone at teeth collection as like a trick. You have to understand, I feel like my teeth have been threatened. I would like to keep my chompers.
You have many.
Stop! I need them all.
of
Stop!
them.
Stop!
You do not need all
I
of your
see you
teeth.
approaching.
You
Stop
don't
it!
need all of them. People leave perfectly
Stop.
happy, functioning lives
Look,
with
in-
it's
Leave
fine.
my teeth in my
In
mouth.
this day and
It's okay.
age, first off, you were just talking about the McFlurries, so you'll just have to survive off McFlurry. And second off,
I want to survive off
in
of
this day and
McFlurries.
age, you're wearing masks all the time. It won't show up in your smile. You don't need any teeth.
I want to chew. I want to chew.
Blend your
You can
food.
gum
No.
on stuff.
I want to blend.
Lick it like a cat.
Lap it up. Do a short lap.
Just
Do a
light
light
lap.
lap.
Light lap.
Holy shit! Hey, what's this podcast about? I don't know.
It's
We
about
kind of spiraled, but we made it back somehow.
it's about
um,
Kamen Rider beating up.
We're going
Honey
dancing.
Cutie
Well,
Mooks.
no, we're not. Right, that was the point.
We're
that
not
was my
going
issue.
dancing.
So everyone's real depressed about the
Technically.
about the Hayato, about the Hayat and how it's closed. Um,
We really danced around back to here.
and
didn't we?
so one of the girls suggests maybe some go-go dancing will make us feel better, and some of the other girls are like, yeah, you're right. So instead of having the common decency to fucking leave and go down to the go-go club to go-go dance, they're like, let's just turn on the TV to the go-go club station. We'll have ourselves a little dance party in here.
Turning on Soul Train and we're
Yeah.
gonna start boogieing.
What the fuck?
Respectable. Hey, I think it's respectable. They don't have the money to go into the club yet. They're just dancing. They're doing their best, you know.
Eating Tachibana's food.
Yeah. Using his
breathing his air.
electricity.
I
Running
like
up
how
that
they hang
motherfucker's
out.
bills.
They hang out and bum off Tachibana's food and shelter, but they only want Hayato.
Yeah, seriously, they are members of
It's
this
so
motocross club, and they treat it like it's their own personal clubhouse. Like, hello.
Along with their little brother.
Yeah. It's, oh god, that's amazing.
But then they get tired of dancing and they turn it to wrestling.
Well, no,
Or
because...
somebody else like just barges in and goes like, "Fuck this."
So the girls are dancing. Mari is not feeling it. And even Taki actually comes in and he's like, "How can a man is missing? How can they be so calm?" I have no idea if he's talking about Hayato or Kusaka or whatever. Kasuka. Yeah, there we go. Got there. But he's like, yeah, just fucking some dude's missing. How can they be so calm? And Mario's like, you're right. I don't like it. And she just like stomps over and changes the channel. And it just so conveniently happens to change to wrestling, where we're getting the debut of a brand new wrestler. That's always exciting, isn't it?
Very much.
In this corner at 666 pounds, it's Satan Mask.
I fucking love that name, by the way, Satan Mask.
It's so good.
A mysterious wrestler known as Satan Mask who has been like crippling people in
in
America,
America, yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah, apparently he injured 10 whole people, and they never, like, got upset at him for
There will
this,
be-
and that's just his
You
background.
know, Nia
There will
Jax
be
is still
fines.
wrestling.
There will be
so.
suspensions.
And you've got to love how they switch the channel over to wrestling on a whim,
Mm-hmm.
and then the only reason they know that it's like the kid is because the camera dude zooms in for a
Writes
close-up
it
on
on.
this child.
Sees his eyes.
I don't understand what these cameramen are fucking doing. Because half the time they're filming the people on the side of the ring. Hey, assholes! You have a job!
It's
There is a show going on that you were supposed
They're
to be
getting paid
recording.
exposure.
What the fuck?
it's so good though.
But yeah, so we find out that Kiyoshi is he's at the arena and he's watching this match, and he's like, I can see it in his eyes behind the mask. That's my big brother. So he goes to confront the big brother after the match, and he has got some stern words for this dude. I mean, this kid is none too thrilled that old big brother has not been home in a couple of days, and so he starts giving him an earful. And I'm sorry, you said her name was Maya?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
think that's the correct one this time.
Okay, here's hey, you know what? If it's not, she will slowly but surely just become Shocker Lady.
In hindsight, I really should have memorized that because I was thinking at the time of watching, I know Amaya in real life. So I thought it just stood out to me. Then I forgot
Go for it.
instantly.
Gopher, I have some bad news about your friend.
Oh no.
Gopher, I think your friend might be a Nazi.
Oh, no.
Gopher, have you seen your friend perhaps kidnapping strange
She's a
men?
member.
Well, I haven't seen them in person in at least 6 years.
Gopher, that does not bode well.
Oh no.
Why, there hasn't been someone named Maya who's lived at this house for 50 years.
A shocker base.
Ichimaji Hayato, you get out of here.
And just like with the relevancy and the references that we throw away to the wayside, you know who else throws something to the wayside?
This fucking kid, yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael Basketball
Michael
Jordan.
Basketball
Michael B.
Jordan.
Jordan.
as the wrestler Satan Mask throws this child just in the air.
So to attempt to provide any context, because our Twitter handle is not Kamen Rider out of context.
We should probably go over this a little.
The boy's berating the brother. Maya rolls up. She's Mariah and Hurricane Joe actually specifically roll up. They're like, "Get rid of this fucking kid." He's like, "Got it." And so he just picks up this child and fucking chucks him, which gives us a great special effects scene.
It's so glorious.
We get this beautiful shot of a little model figure of the child sort of just like spiraling through the sky.
The fucking child tossed world champions.
I really want a gif of him just picking up the child, twirling him around and throwing him.
I'm sure.
Gotta put those.
Oh, it's
that beautiful.
I don't know.
Quote
Yamagawa's on the slide.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, so in case the points weren't put together while we were watching, I flubbed up my stupid reference, and this is the joke that keeps happening. So when we got to the scene, I said, "Time to quote Michael B. Jordan." Wait, Michael B. Jordan? Michael Basketball Jordan?
Michael Basketball Jordan.
Michael Basketball Jordan.
He's the one who has the
them
basketball Jones.
So that's where that is all coming from. I'm sorry it's not a Wilder story.
This whole thing has been pretty wild. It's
ladies and gentlemen, your winner for worst episode of Long Time Watcher, First Time Writer goes to episode 6 because the cats couldn't fucking focus for 5 minutes.
I mean, it's good that it's episode 6.
Yeah, get it out early, right?
Evil numbers. Oh, yeah, that's
so Kamen Rider's just chilling on a nearby roof, so he's able to catch the child when he gets chucked, thus winning him the custody of Dominic ladder match. And so he takes the boy and he's gonna protect him as they're harangued by shocker grunts. And
it's kinda not really.
Yeah.
He actually more so just drops the kid in front of every danger that there is.
Yeah, pretty much.
He jumps down with this kid and puts the kid down. The kid just is standing there. He's standing stock still. His arms are at his side. As this fight scene just goes on around him, and he just sort of like waddles to the stairs. There's another spot. I think a shocker goon pretends to go after him at one point, and I think he genuinely just trips down some stairs.
That might have been a legit trip, but it was probably good in post.
Yeah, no, it was great. He did a stunt.
Yeah.
Who is worse at taking care of children? Hongo or Hayato?
Hayato specifically because Hongo has never put a child directly in harm's way.
That's true.
Hongo may not be able to console a crying child, but he is...
Hongo has done more damage to the children, though.
I will grant you that. But the potential damage is what I'm saying has been lower.
Okay.
That wasn't negligence on his part.
Right, exactly. That was an accident.
Okay.
So it's like the question between whether accidentally tripping a child down the stairs or temporarily strapping a child to a bomb, which is worse.
Yes, I'm still going to go with the bomb.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It sucks that child fell down those stairs, but he'll probably survive.
Okay. So who's better? Hongo or Snake?
Taking care of kids?
Yeah.
Probably Hongo, because he feels remorse when he upsets a child.
He eats Sunny's eggs, damn it.
Hongo would eat those eggs. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Hongo would eat the eggs. So anyway, Taki shows up.
So an actual
to be
good
useful.
adult comes to take care of the child, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say Taki's a good adult, but he does kill 2 mooks.
Taki is the best adult here besides Tachibana.
Okay, that's true.
And I mean,
It's not like we're dealing with Shiro or anything.
Taki was like watching the kids and shit. Taki's a good adult.
I guess that's true.
Actually, I'm not gonna stand for this Taki slander. Slander. Taki is a great adult because he takes care of the kids, he keeps them relatively safe, and he still does his like Kamen Rider duties and shit.
I think he's fine with kids. I just think he's,
he's not fine with women though.
Yeah.
Well, he's married.
Questionable adulting.
That's a different.
I'm not talking about the flirting.
No, he's also just a little bit of a douche.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
whatever. Speaking of Taki slaughter,
Yeah.
Taki, there's some dudes with knives, and Taki's gonna grab one.
Yeah. So we get a rare instance of some non-Kamen Rider death because Taki kills 2 shocker mooks because they've got their weird boomerang knife things. I don't know what the fuck those are supposed to be.
Kopeshes, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, he takes one of those boomerang, he disarms the shocker grunt, murders him, stops another shocker grunt, murders him, and now it's time for the trade-off. Here, Kamen Rider, you take this knife. I'm gonna take this kid and fucking go.
See ya.
And
now
there's it's so wonderful.
It's very good. But it's not the
Hurricane
best thing in this
Joe.
episode because
now it's time for the true 3-way at
yes, we are finally here. Kamen Rider, Pirasaurus, and Hurricane Joe at the 3-way at Sacrifice. Who's gonna win? We finally get it, the triple threat match as Kamen Rider goes after our enemies. I mean, this is another, aside from the great 3-way at Sacrifice, there's not too much to remark about this scene that I can think of.
Mostly because it ends on a cliffhanger halfway through.
Yeah, like halfway through
they both do a rider.
This is going to apparently be a
jump.
theme with Ichimonchi Hayato, is we are going to be ending episodes on cliffhangers if they are 2-part episodes. And so we do. We are
mid-fight.
Yeah, well, we're like mid-air flip, and we just paused, and we're like, next time on Kamen Rider, and that gets us through episode 16, whatever, Devil Wrestler Pirasaurus. There we go. That's what it's called.
Jeez.
Damn.
Next
What an
time.
episode.
Yeah, we got a little jikai. We do our ending. It's we get some good stuff. Does anyone have any comments or anything that they want to leave off on this episode here? Any kind of thoughts or?
I think we've said our piece on this episode.
I think it's
And then some.
I think it's time we rolled this particular episode up for the 3. So we are going to go ahead and that'll put us here at our halfway point because that'll be episode 1 of the 2 we're covering today.
We're out of time. See you on Thunder.
So we're gonna go ahead and take our break here, and we will be back with you after a short commercial message with episode 17, Deathmatch in the Ring, Defeat Pirasaurus. We'll be right back after this.
You can see us. You can stay with the action.
In picture. It's TV quality. Well, hello friends, it's King's Fats 95th here with a little bit of information for you as we take our break. We want to remind you that if you want to keep up to date with the podcast and everything we're doing, check us out on Twitter at First Ride Pod. That's going to be where we're going to post all of our updates, including things like new episodes and announcements for fun things. If you want to check out each of our podcast hosts individually, we each have our own individual Twitters that you can check out. I myself am at KingFats95. You can check out the Magical Will Gopher at Will Gopher. You can check out Action Shakespeare at That Gal in the Hat. And you can check out B-Drops at B-Drops Art. If you like what you're hearing from Shakespeare and B-Drop specifically and you want to hear more from them, why not check out Tales of Harbor? It's an actual play Twitch stream of the OVA system that happens every other Friday. It stars Action Shakespeare and B-Drops along with Public Opinion RP, and it is DM'd by Wordsy, our wonderful editor for the show. You can check them out on Twitter at Harbor Tales, and you can use the hashtag Tales of Harbor, that's capital T Tales, capital OF, capital H Harbor, Harbor, to promote the show. And if you do that, you can have your name used as an NPC in the game. You can also check out the pinned tweet on that Twitter page to suggest magical items that the player characters can purchase in-game. So if that sounds like a lot of fun to you, go ahead and check it out. If you want to watch Tales of Harbor, you can check them out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wordsy, or you can check out their YouTube channel where Wordsy uploads the previous sessions. So if that seems like something you're interested, go check it out. Now we go back to our Kamen Rider action. And now finally, the Riders have come back to the podcast. Thank you for enjoying that short break. We are back. And we're ready to get right into it with episode 17, Death Match in the Ring, Hell in the Cell, WWE Super Slam.
Super Slam.
It's Deathmatch in the Ring, Defeat Pirasaurus, Kamen Rider episode 17, air date July 24th, 1971. Our synopsis is a sentence. Let's just do it, I guess. Hayato and Pirasaurus, disguised as the masked wrestler Satan Mask, duel in the ring. That's all they gave us.
That's all you need.
That's
so as we mentioned, since the last episode ends on like a cliffhanger, this episode essentially
Mid-fight,
just starts right where that fight ends. We're fighting.
Well, so while we got the triple threat at Sacrifice, the three-way at the Sacrifice, unfortunately, this is very much a taped for TV match. It's billed as a big deal, but it's got a pretty fuck finish.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty sloppy. But you know, that's how TV matches go. So it's
they're saving it for the
right,
pay-per-view.
exactly. As much as this was not Sacrifice, this was like Road to Sacrifice or whatever the fuck. You know. So, you know, Kamen Rider and Pirasaurus, they're going at it pretty evenly. They're pretty even keel for a bit. And so, finally, Hayato just kind of decides, I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Hops on that motorcycle. He proceeds to dip. I like that Pirasaurus calls him out, too. He's like, you running away? And
What the fuck?
I was like,
Babyface Pirasaurus is just like, what the hell, man? Kamen Rider kind of works seal for this whole episode. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, actually, in hindsight, the problem is now I'm just imagining fucking Piracina in the goddamn shirt with the shorts.
Hustle, loyalty, respect. And then he gasses everybody.
Can't see him, his time is now.
Can't believe Pirasaurus gassed all of Nexus.
Oh my god. Despicable, absolutely despicable. Pirasaurus with the white mist. But yeah, so Kamen Rider peels out. He's like, I'm gonna come back and finish this fight later when I have a better idea as to what you are. It just goes. He just goes.
Yeah. I do want to mention, though, I think that this might be our first Shocker Cyborg that has special moves of his own.
Not quite.
Yes.
Well, fighting
Not
moves.
Yes, I will give you lighter fighting moves.
Named attacks.
Well, because Lizard Lawn
that's what I
had the
meant
like
more so, yeah.
super death sure shot kill kick or whatever the fuck it was called.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
But that was all he had.
Okay.
He did have the death kick.
Yeah, that's what it was called. It was the death shot. That's it.
You see, Pirasaurus is just better than Lizard Lawn. Knock off Godzilla than that. And so that's why I remembered
Yeah,
Pirasaurus.
no, that's entirely fair. Probably has nothing to do with the fact that we watched the Lizardline episode like 8 weeks ago.
It can't be that many,
No,
can it?
it's probably not that. What, Lizardline was episode 13?
That's 6 weeks.
Shit. Time keeps happening so much. But yeah, no, Pirasaurus does have his own. He's got the Ultra Punch. He's got the Ultra Kick. I think those are the only ones we ever actually see get named.
Yeah, but it was nice to see as a clash between Rider Kick and
Rider Chop.
Ultra Kick and stuff.
I want to see Rider Scissors come back. I will say that is one thing I have been kind of disappointed with so far. Is we've had a lot of Rider Kicks. I want some of those Rider variation attacks to come back. I want to, I'd like to see Rider Scissors again. I'd like to see another Rider Chop. I'd love to see a Rider Punch. I'd even settle for the Rider Lightning Kick coming back.
Or the Rider Fight.
Yeah, he trained. Oh, well, I mean, I guess that was Hongo,
Yeah.
right?
Rider,
So,
yeah, and maybe maybe we have to wait for Ichimonji
gotta find
have his own
new
training.
special
I
abilities.
wonder if Ichimonji is going to be the one who introduces the Rider Punch. That'd be interesting. We'll have to.
Who
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll have
knows? We'll see.
We have one punch dude and we have one kick dude, and they learn to kick and punch together.
Become a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on with the episode, we cut on over to Goro and Kiyoshi, and they're hanging out and they are talking. Because Goro is talking with Kiyoshi in regards to the situation with his brother, and I like this scene. I like this whole bit of scenes that comes from it.
Yeah.
Just this whole chunk of the episode is great because we get some A+ child acting.
Yeah,
Actually, this
Yeah,
time.
like
Sincerely.
not.
this is the kids episode.
Yes, yeah, very much so. This is the kids
Not
episode,
Saracenian
and
kid.
like as much as we have joked about some of the subpar child actors, that have shown up in Kamen Rider, and I mean Kiyoshi's not terrible. He's not perfect, but he's definitely better than some of the other kids we've worked with. But the kid who is playing Goro is, my God. I mean, he puts on such a good performance.
He's a damn professional.
He
What
is.
he is.
Yeah.
I feel like this kid was like, I want to be an actor and I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's not the case, I don't want to know because, gosh darn it, he seemed so passionate.
Yeah, Goro definitely seems like one of those kids who's like, I understand it would be difficult and, whatever, but I want to be an actor. This is what I want to do. As opposed to, one of those kids that maybe got kind of like shoehorned into it.
Yeah, just parents brought them over. We need kid character number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, Goro was determined to be to buck the trend of don't work with animals and kids.
Mm-hmm. and buck the trend he did, because he puts on he does a good performance in the last episode as well, but he just doesn't show up as much. But since this episode kind of features him and Kiyoshi so like heavily for the first part of it, you get to see him put on a really good performance. I'm super tempted to like look Goro up and figure out what he's like who his actor is and what he's doing, but we can
I've tried and I'm trying again, but it's just I feel like I'd need a last name of him. Do we have a last name for him?
I don't think we do have a last name for him because I only even
Yeah.
found his name as Goro from the first of the 2 Sabotegron episodes. So let me see if I can get
Research to be
Well,
done, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to
at
get
a
back
later
to that.
date.
Maybe post it on Twitter, but
yeah. I mean, I can at least
I do
get
hope
the
he did
name of
other
the
stuff.
actor. It looks like Yasuharu Mura is his name. Nothing else on the Kamen Rider wiki about him besides his name, though, and that he played Goro.
All in all, though, like, absolutely stellar little actor in the making. well, I shouldn't say that. He's already a stellar
Yep.
actor. He
It's 50 years
is
ago.
he's great with emoting. He's
And
great
it's also
with delivery.
60.
Oh. And he's great with physical expression as well.
Yeah,
Just,
like,
like,
I was
the-
noticing that too.
Particularly, like, there's a scene wherein after they discuss what's your name, Kiyoshi, after Goro and Kiyoshi discuss the possibility of Satan Mask being Kiyoshi's older brother, when they go to investigate, like, Goro is actively, like, sneaking around and, like, and I don't mean to put anything on Goro's actor. He did a pretty good job, and he's easily one of the best child actors that has been in the series thus far, but you can really see the difference watching the two of them move. Like, Goro's kind of just, like, walking slowly, but... Or, Kiyoshi's kind of walking around slowly, and Goro is, like, actually, like, hunching over, and he's sneaking around. He's maneuvering around the room with purpose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
really.
It's really good.
Yeah, he does very good work. So shout out to Goro for doing some great child acting in this series. But yeah, so Kiyoshi and Goro, they're talking about the Satan mask situation. Essentially, the crux of their conversation is that Kiyoshi is convinced. He's like 100% convinced that his older brother is Satan mask, and Goro's like, I don't know, I don't think it's him, dude. Like, isn't Satan Mask supposed to be from America? And like, why would your brother be Satan Mask? That doesn't make any sense. But
Goro, you fucking mark.
yeah, Goro's the kind of kid who sees Diesel on WCW and he gets confused. He's like, wait, I thought that was a WWE guy. What happened to Kevin?
2 Undertakers. How did they do that? He must be a wizard.
Oh god. But yeah, so Kiyoshi is convinced that Satan Mask is his younger or his older brother, and Goro's like, all right, well, I don't agree with you, but I admire your tenacity. I think there's specifically a line where he says, like, you're pretty stubborn, but I like that about you. So Goro's like, all right, well, I just so happen to know what hotel Satan Mask is staying in, and I like overheard what room he's in. Let's go check. Let's go check out Satan Mask and see if we can figure out if he's your brother or not. So we get some tactical espionage child action of these kids sneaking ostensibly. I mean, they're kind of just like waltzing around in broad daylight, not being questioned by what few people pass them. But they are, they're kind of sort of sneaking into this hotel to, see the Satan Mask. Somehow, Goro steals, I guess, a set of keys from Taki, one of which is a skeleton key. That's never really explained.
He steals some fucking FBI keys from Taki's drawer, just hoodwinks this man while he's making ramen.
Yeah, I do appreciate. Yeah, there's a scene where Taki's watching over the kids, and he makes them some food, and he goes to hand the boys their lunch or dinner or whatever, and he sees that they're missing from the room. And he he goes into the room. He sees they're missing. He sees that the window is open, and he pretty smartly, instinctively checks the drawer right next to the that was right next to the window, to look for, I guess, those keys. And they're of course missing. And he's just like, Goro, you got me again. And I appreciate that he acknowledged. He was
Once
like,
again.
Goro, fuck, you got me. Pulled a fast one on me, he did.
This kid's got the gumption and the brains.
And the acting skills.
And the acting skills of a Kamen Rider.
He's got everything.
Yeah.
He is the missing piece
Of
in
the
the
Rider
Rider
Girls,
Girls.
With their powers combined.
This is and this is completely irrelevant, I just want to mention it for whatever reason. This man, Taki, was making like some ramen or some other form
like
of
ramen.
noodle soup for the boys.
Yeah.
And he's got like a 95 to 5% ratio between noodles
This
and
is a man
broth
who
in
knows
there.
that kids are about that starch. He's like, I'm about to fill these boys up and make sure they pass out.
Those bowls, they were like each the size of those boys.
Big old bowls of ramen.
I'd eat the hell out of those bowls.
Yeah.
With chunks of ham in them.
Some good shit right there.
While we're on the topic of it, I just have to mention I have not had good ramen in such a long time, and I want some.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It's been.
The 99-cent ramen can only go so far.
And it's so much work to turn 99-cent ramen good. Yeah, the last time I got to have some good ramen was February. Was it around February?
This February?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's not bad at all.
It's not terrible, but I mean, it's also only by happenstance because my friend whose birthday is on the leap year came down, and we usually... No, actually...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think it might have been end of January. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe it was February and we had to combine... Because I have a friend who every year, like as a celebration, on New Year's Day or around the New Year, we'll just go out and we'll go get ramen. But, obviously that wasn't really a thing quite this year. Especially because he was, for most of the last year, he'd been down in Mexico with his family, but he'd come up briefly, so we went to go get ramen one of the days while he was here, and I'm trying to remember if it was just for the New Year or if we wrapped his birthday celebration in with it as well.
I think it was for the New Year, because I remember this story.
I think it was just for the New Year. Yeah, I don't think we did get to do anything for his birthday. No, we didn't. Yeah, I just had to...
Ramen's good.
I think it's been literal years since I've had actual good ramen. That's not instant.
Yeah.
I like the two distinct... I can only remember two distinct times I've ever had it properly. And one was home cooked. And one was in fucking New Jersey,
send us your best ramen recipes.
At least 5 years ago.
Are there just not a lot of ramen places near you, Shakes?
There probably is. I don't seek it out, and when I do go to the Japanese place, I usually get tonkatsu. So
that's fair. Tonkatsu, I can fucking annihilate a tonkatsu any day of the week. Anyway.
God, it sounds good right now. Anyways, yeah, what? Ramen.
What?
The kids have the skeleton keys.
Yes. So
we're jealous of these kids' abilities to nap and eat ramen.
Look.
God.
That's the moral of the story.
Everyone's always talking about, reject modernity, return to monkey, but I don't necessarily need to go all the way back to monkey. I just kind of want to be 5 again. It'd be awesome if there was a part of the day designated by the state for me to take a nap.
The mandated siesta.
Yeah, state mandated siesta kind of sounds like it would fucking rule. I never got to actually nap during nap time. Can I tell my sad story real quick? Can I
let's go over your childhood trauma.
Yeah, my kindergarten / first grade childhood trauma. I only actually got to nap for the first half of the year while we were doing nap times and stuff. And I was one of those kids who didn't see the point of nap time, so I wouldn't always sleep during it. And then into the second half of the year, they found out I was having some problems with certain syllables and stuff. And so I had to take speech classes in school that happened right during nap time. So I didn't so I didn't sleep when I could sleep. And then I couldn't sleep anymore. And then,
oh no.
I just, by the time those speech classes and everything were done, I was already in, second grade, and they were like, yeah, nope, nap time's not a fucking thing anymore. You're, 7 or whatever. Get used to it. I didn't take my naps when I had the chance, and now they're gone.
Yeah, I am also in the camp of like definitely wasted that opportunity because I didn't like doing the nap time. Oh, I missed it.
I missed nap time. I'm sorry I did you wrong. But also, fucking, why did the speech class have to be during nap time? You couldn't have picked another time.
You know what other people can nap to?
What can other people nap to?
Us describing the rest of the Kamen
No, they
Rider
can't.
episode.
Don't lie like that, Gopher. This podcast is.
Please don't fall asleep.
I tried my segue.
Honestly,
and it
if you
failed.
can fall asleep to the bullshit that we do, and then call a podcast, I applaud you, because this is not soothing or relaxing in any way.
Kamen Rider ASMR.
And now he's gonna go in for a rider kick.
And then we have an upwards pan of a hotel building that Taki goes into.
I don't think Taki is at the hotel building yet. But yes, Gopher's point
He will
is
eventually go in there. I jumped the gun
a lot bit. So Taki finds out that the kids have snuck out. The kids have found where Satan Mask's room is. They watch Maya. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna remember this woman's name because my brain was like, "That's Miki," and locked it in. So they watch Miki. God fucking damn it!
Maya mistake.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to remember the name Maya.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm fucking parodying myself. They watch Maya walk out of the room, and they're like, "All right, that means Satan Mask is alone in there," which they then further prove by having old Satan Mask ham it up for the Saturday morning cartoon they're filming. I mean, just the most cartoon,
just some cartoon bear
absolute
ass.
cartoon bear ass snoring. Yeah, really.
Like they imply it's so loud that like they put their ears up to the door and they're like, they're
Yeah.
their ears. Like, jeez.
Goro
Like,
once
dude.
again shining through. He's like puts his. He's like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
again, Goro with some very good acting.
Listen to this guy.
But yeah, so they're like, all right, that confirms that he's in the room by himself. So they use the skeleton key they've stolen. They sneak into the room. They remove the Satan mask, and behold, another goddamn prestige. Did you have enough of them in the last episode? Well, too bad, because we got another one. It's not Casca, the brother. It's, in fact, Hurricane Joe. So Goro's like, all right, well, that's fucking proof enough for me. Which certainly makes sense, but Kyoshi's still not convinced. He's like, I don't think that's the right Satan mask. I think it's a different guy. They, I hesitate to say they get well, I guess they leave of their own volition, huh? After Hurricane Joe wakes up.
Yeah.
Which again,
Yes.
we get some more great acting from Goro, as he tries to talk, his and, Kyoshi's way out of the situation. But yeah, they're just like, Goro essentially is just like, I'm sorry about my friend, we have to go, goodbye. Maya comes back and she's like, all right, everything is going according to plan. And Hurricane Joe comments on how they're still going to have to take out those kids eventually. I forget, I think Joe's the one who asks where Pirasaurus is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Joe asks where Pirasaurus is, which is essentially just leading to a scene change as Maya informs us that he is off training the Death Mist.
They finally went go-go dancing. You happy?
I mean,
It's true.
This is what they get if they go dancing.
This is why we do it while watching TV and not actually go out. It's
I mean, I guess it
dangerous.
was just kind of the
Yeah.
concept of the action of, I'm sad someone is missing. Instead of doing anything about it, I'm going to suggest go-go dancing to cheer me up, and then also not have the common decency to, like, leave the room where everyone else is grieving. I'm just going to turn on the TV and start dancing.
Where are they gonna go?
I mean, they could at least go to another room.
Away.
Hayato knows that they're gonna be in that room.
It's the
know?
Moto Club. It's a big building. There has to be another room they can go into to dance.
The dancing room, as seen in the first Moto Club episode.
Not all the Kamen Rider girls can be as smart as Goro. It's fine.
The idea that the combined intelligence of these three women does not match the intelligence of this child.
I mean, so
It
far,
is only, I was gonna say it is only disappointing in its accuracy. Because I think Gopher's just right.
I Fat said it on the podcast, and I said it before. It's just Goro is Metal Gear youthing it up, or Metal Youth soliding it up.
Yeah.
Of just this is what's happening. Look at this. That's not the DARPA chief. Like, just right about everything.
Yeah, I mean, really, I do feel it is a weird sentence to say, but I do feel like when we are talking about the Rider Girls as a unit, Goro is the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
And that should be disappointing, but it's kind of not surprising. It's fine. We do better with female characterization in the future, I swear.
Several decades. And in the manga. Meanwhile, at the club.
Yes. Yes? Yeah. This is the Go-Go Club, where we've got Mari and Yuri?
Maybe?
It's the horny one in the black belt.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
okay, but Mari and Yuri. Yes. So Mari and Yuri are at the club. They're dancing, they're going, and they're also lamenting that Hayato is still not here, even though I guess he said he was going to join them at the club. Seems unlikely, but okay. I mean, I'm not trying to paint Hayato as a bad dude or anything. I just, especially when he
has his priorities.
Yeah, exactly. He is currently embroiled in like a Kamen Rider plot. I feel like it is unlikely that he'd be like, yeah, I got nothing going on. Let's go dancing.
Even if he did, or even if he wasn't, he'd be like, okay, I've took some pictures. I've done my quick light lap. Now I'm gonna go pick some flowers.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's much of a
he
go-go
doesn't
dancer.
strike me as much of a. I don't know. Maybe he's like those steel mill workers from that one Simpsons episode. Maybe once he's done working hard, he plays hard. It was a narrow shot, but I'm glad someone at least got it.
Yeah, that seems like his scene.
Yeah, a little bit.
I can see it.
But yeah, so they're at the club. They're like, "Yo, where's Hayato?" I think they are also talking about how they don't look very cool when they're dancing with just the two of them.
I mean, that's kind of
I
fair.
guess. I don't know.
I wouldn't be as cool dancing by myself if I was waiting for a Kamen Rider either, so I get it.
I guess, but also don't worry about appearances. Just have fun with your friends. Right?
Yeah.
Nah. That's not her bag.
Not Mari's. And I guess not Yuri's. I'm not quite sure what Yuri's bag is just yet. Kind of still trying to get a read on her personality-wise, you know?
Yeah, the only thing we've really gotten from her, given her slightly lower amount of screen time compared to the other Rider girls, is that one time she almost squared up to a cactus man and then cried out for her mom, and they did her just so dirty.
Did her just filthy.
Just didn't even let her keep her dignity in that scene.
It's interesting, too, because I feel like she is the Rider girl that we know the least about, but I don't even think she's the Rider girl that has the least amount of screen time. Because I think Michi is
That's
the
a
one
good way
who
of
hasn't
putting
been
it.
on screen the most.
That's
All
true.
the screen time's
yes.
getting eaten by Mari. Damn, Mari. Why are you so thirsty?
She's so thirsty for that screen
Yeah.
time, among other things.
Yeah, she is voguing it. She's the camera loves
yeah,
her.
really. Glamping just at every possible opportunity. But so they're like, let's go figure out where Hayato is. So they go to the phone room to, I guess, they call the motocross club. So I guess that's where they just assumed he would be.
I think they checked in with Harumi.
Yes, that is what eventually happens. Is they call the motocross club. They're kind of checking in with Hiromi, trying to be like, yo, have you seen Hayato? Where's he at? What is he doing?
Because we all know there's no way in hell that Hayato gave these girls his
No,
number
there's
or
no
anything
way.
like that.
Especially
No
not
way.
after Mari
I didn't catch
found his house. I'm pretty sure he moved and got a restraining order.
Yeah, fuck this.
I didn't catch this on the first watch, but I really love Tachibana's reaction
Yep.
to this. Like, his initial reaction.
Yeah. Fuck this. No, I don't want any
Yeah.
part of this.
Hits Mari and
Tell
Yuri.
them I'm not here.
Those two, forget it.
Tachibana is fucking done with these writer girls. He's like, I want no part of
Yeah.
these goddamn shenanigans anymore.
Yeah, and which, fair.
I do love the follow-up, too, I remember, because they're just like, they have this whole conversation, and then it gets back to the two girls, and they're just like, yeah, we heard all
we
of
heard
that.
you fucking
being
old bitch."
quiet. Jerks.
Well, yeah, because doesn't he kind of like
And-
blast them about like, I don't even know why they joined this moto
Yeah.
club if they weren't going to do any moto racing or anything?
They... I was gonna make a joke, but I don't know if that even works.
Well,
Um,
it's convenient because these two
You can-
also don't work.
you
Not
know who
at all.
does do work, though?
Pirasaurus in this scene.
Pirasaurus, yeah.
Pirasaurus,
dressed as the most suspicious man in the world.
dressed as a flasher. Pirasaurus
Yeah.
rolls up and is like, "Hey kid, you want to buy a watch?" We get a fun scene.
Need Freakazoid in on this guy. Look at the beavers, will you? Jeez.
Oh god. We get a fun scene with Pirasaurus interacting with the bartender at this place. Because the bartender's like, "What's up, stranger? What'll you have?" And Pirasaurus goes, "I think I'll take your life."
That's not cool. That's creepy.
Yeah.
It's romantic. He pulls a ring out of his
It's-
pocket.
I
Aw.
love that the
That's-
bartender's response is like, "Hey, don't say that. That's creepy, dude."
He doesn't.
Hey, knock it off.
He doesn't even say that's creepy. I think the specific wording is, "Oh, that's just creepy," as if like it's not intimidating or anything. It's just
Yeah.
kind of weird.
He really doesn't seem
This-
intimidated.
look,
He's
this
just
dude
like,
is a
yeah, whatever,
bartender."
dude.
Yeah, I mean
Creep.
that's fair.
Would you be, though, if some guy just walked up to you while you were at work and, you worked at a place where when someone walks up to you, your job is to service them. So you say, "Hi, what can I get for you?" And they say, "Your life." Like, would that
I-
scare you?
Yeah,
I would
like,
laugh.
I might flinch, actually. I'd probably.
mean,
I'm not
have a
gonna
big
lie.
baby,
I'm
but-
pretty cowardly and an anxious person in public scenarios. And maybe this is just the environment of 2021 talking to a small degree. But if someone came at me with that shit, I'd be like immediately ducking under the
I guess that's fair.
or grabbing something heavy.
That's grabbing something heavy is absolutely a mood, and I mean, I relate to a lot of that. I am also an anxious person, but also I have never had a moment in my life where I was free of assumptions or judgment from others for various reasons and various demographics that I belong to.
Yeah.
So you just gotta square up fast.
There was...
Yeah.
I believe when I was... Here's a story of my own, is that when I was working, I think someone tried to get in a fight with one of the bartenders where I worked because they said that someone stole their table. They didn't.
I'm sorry,
They got
I
there
misunderstood
first.
that immediately.
They just... Yeah, that was a weird night.
bet.
I'm very sorry. I'm also sorry that I left because my immediate assumption was completely wrong, and I know you mean that they sat at the table that they were not assigned to, but for some reason my dumb brain immediately thought they grabbed it.
Grabbed
They
the table
took it out
around.
the back. Where did it go?
No, that would be the
Cloth and all.
employees' jobs. We're the one who's like, oh, this glass is a little scuffed. Well, like, you can't serve it in it anymore, technically, so I'll just take that.
I'll just throw this in the trash at
The home
Oh,
trash.
you're saying this piece of cake expires in today, huh? Well, can't have that.
Serve it
you
to
know?
the pimples.
Just gonna take a little bit of that.
I will dispose of this for the safety of our
Personally.
clientele. I will
I
attend to
say
this
it-
matter.
I say this
personally.
as if it was a discreet thing, but I explicitly remember taking like upwards of like 15, 20 game fuels off of the shelf, and I'm just like, okay, these are for anyone to grab. Their day expired.
Amazing. Get your game fuel,
This juice
gamers.
has been here for
Come get y'all juice.
And speaking of getting
Yeah.
something,
Old Pirasaurus gets him some of that ass of just every person in the vicinity. So after what is an unnecessarily
I want-
extended threatening scene, because Pirasaurus doesn't feel like undoing the prestige. And so he keeps being like, yeah, bartender, give me your life. Yeah. He reveals himself, and he does the death mist thing. He kills everybody in the club, which means they are unfortunately dead and no longer tipsy, which is a great shame. We're sorry, 50 Cent.
and unfortunately means B has to count everybody in the club.
And
I
the
do,
bus.
It's going to be difficult to pry my eyes away from that girl who danced way too long in that shot where everyone noticed the
Yes!
Pirasaurus.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Perfect.
go back and
Did
watch
you not
that.
see that
I
gopher?
love that shit.
Oh,
No.
perfect character acting.
So
I fucking loved that
when
shit.
he
love
pulls
it.
off the mask, the bartender screams, "Monster! It's a monster!" And everyone in the club starts turning, one by one. It's a loud club. There's music. Everyone's dancing, and they're like, "Oh, something's going on there." But like, there's a full 3 extra seconds
She's
where
still
one
just
girl
getting
in the
it.
middle of the shot is just
Because
still going.
she hasn't naturally turned her head to look that way yet, and she's like, you can tell by the way she's dancing, her head is down. She's probably looking at the floor, so she's just having a good time. She's just going for it.
She's just like, what? What's
I
everybody doing?
loved
Oh,
that
that's-
so much when I saw it.
It was just top
Yeah.
notch.
Oh, there. Yep. That's
It's
wonderful.
so good. But yeah, so everybody turns and looks. Pirasaurus does the death mist. Has himself a little victory laugh. I'm trying to think of anything else that might have happened that I'm missing, but I don't. I think there isn't anything else significant that happened. So Pirasaurus leaves. The ladies come out in a huff after their little argument with Tachibana, and they're like, "Well, don't they say that they're
Well,
gonna
Hoppa.
order a bunch of shit on his tab?"
Wait.
I think
I
so.
definitely remember.
do.
I remember them saying they were gonna order stuff on someone's tab.
Let's put everything on
Oh,
Hayato's tab.
Hayato's. Okay. I guess that's his punishment
We
for
know
standing them
Hiratense's
up.
Club.
Is he gets to pay for dinner. Which apparently you can get dinner here
fair
because
enough.
they order a soda and a rice bowl.
Well, they were
Or,
going
yeah, they
to.
tried
but...
to. It's just a weird order for a go-go club, right?
Is
Is it?
I've never been to a go-go
I'm not
club.
go-go
Yeah,
club,
I
but
guess
it-
I wouldn't know.
It does just look like a bar, like an actual
Right, yeah.
alcoholic bar.
With a dance floor.
There's no kitchen anywhere that I can see. There's no tables to eat at. There's just a
Yeah,
bar
that's
to drink
like
at.
that's my thing. Is I wouldn't go to some bar downtown and be like, yeah, give me a tequila sunrise and the fucking fettuccine alfredo.
Oh, they got fettuccine.
Give me a
I'll
sandwich.
order
Look,
that.
I'm gonna have the turkey club.
Yeah.
Yo,
Please give me the
Gee,
patty melt.
Would you make me a sandwich?
Oh yeah, what you want?
I did.
I don't know.
I already did. Sucks.
Yes. So somehow when the girls run out to make their order from, the phone booth that they were in, everyone is on the floor and they don't notice that just a crowd of people
Nope,
is
nope,
just
nope,
lying on the
I have to-
floor.
I have to
They're
stop you
just
there because they do notice. They just don't
Yeah.
get it
they don't
because they're like, oh, that's
I do believe
yeah,
they order
'cause
first.
they order,
still
like,
order
right out the
first.
gate,
It's
yeah.
the first thing they do.
I wonder what happened here. Yeah, it's like everyone
Right.
fell asleep. What happened to Mr. Bartender?
Must be the state mandated
Oh,
siesta.
Come on, talk to us as if they tried to order then. But then they turn into
Yes.
skeletons instantly. Not the Yuri and
No,
Mary,
no,
but
the big
the
reveal
bartender.
of
Yeah,
they turn the
the
bartender
prestige
around
again.
and a second later he turns into a skeleton and and we get two separate cuts of some just excellent acting, some real good fainting of just like
I feel like
Fair.
Yuri's scream was a
Yeah.
little bit better than that, but yeah, Mari's left a lot to be desired.
and then they just go down.
I think one of my favorite things about the
Ah.
skeleton shot, though, is that they didn't paint it. Like, they got
No.
the prop,
Mhm.
but they didn't.
I mean, it was white, so I guess
Yeah.
I can understand
Bleached
why
bones.
they'd be like, it's fine.
It's just there's eye sockets. You could at least paint those black
Nah.
in the
Nah.
nose. Like,
Absolutely.
Come
not.
on, look, I get that we have an exponentially rising budget, but by how much do you think it's rising exponentially, Gopher? Come on now. Yeah,
Think
be
we can
realistic.
afford that paint.
We have to
on
rent a
labor?
wrestling ring for this episode. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
It's not even good.
Have you seen the quality of this ring? It looks like it's about to collapse any minute. We don't have that much money.
I guess they couldn't afford to paint to really stretch that budget.
Really stretching that budget thin. They had to spend all of their money on Goro's child acting classes.
Yeah,
Paint
his
Yeah.
coach.
So here's something that doesn't get explained, I don't think. Unless, I mean, if it does, please turn me into Boo Boo the Fool. But,
Okay.
how do Yuri and Mari get back to the Moto Club if they're... okay,
It's
cool.
not
Yeah,
explained.
dope.
I thought
I do believe
Yeah.
they just show back up after.
Well, they're not
waking
even...
up,
That's
think it's
because
implied-
they're
not
not
like
awake.
Pirasaurus
They're still
came back.
unconscious when they're at the... when
Yeah.
the scene jumps.
I want to say the implication is that their third friend and maybe also Taki or Tachibana. I think Taki
Oh,
was
right.
because they called Taki initially, and Tachibana was like, "I don't want to fucking talk to them." But I think Taki and their third friend scoop them up because they are tending to them while they're unconscious.
Okay, that...
Okay, yes, I completely forgot they were unconscious.
Yeah, they
still
are
in this
super,
scene.
Here's
super
another
duper still
thing.
out.
Here's another thing I'm not sure is explained. Why did Pirasaurus attack the Go-Go Club
He was
anyway?
testing the new death mist.
Kill some people.
Like, he just needed to test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this model of the Pirasaurus had not yet tested its mist.
Okay.
That's true.
Just like
It needed a large group of people to see if it could gas a large group of people.
And by God, he found one.
I guess it was a successful test.
Very successful. So they are, Yuri and Mari, we are going to assume are, returned to the Moto Club by their friends, and they are being cared for when... Tachibana is already there. I think Taki and Hayato are the ones who show up. And so, Taki, Hayato, and Tachibana go to the war room to explain the situation, which is a set. I don't think we've seen this set before. Not that we saw much of it. I imagine we're probably going to see it more in the future. But it looked like there was some fake science machines, a couple of maps. Interesting little set. But so while we are speaking in the war room, God, like everyone else bursts in, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
yeah.
much. I think actually it might be literally
that was the part I
everyone.
was misremembering.
Yeah, so everyone bursts in along with Goro, because Goro's got some... He's got some explaining to do.
He stole the FBI
He
keys.
stole the FBI keys. Hit him in those boy short overalls. Which I will say, I got to see
Very of the time.
enough of them to officially... I don't get the boy short overalls. I don't understand them. They don't have buttons. It's all just one connected piece. The short's really
It's called
short.
fashion. Look it up.
You just pull them up?
I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. These overalls are so fucking weird.
Put some on.
Anyway, Goro explains what he and Kiyoshi were doing and why he took the keys and etc. etc. And I believe it's at this point where he also explains that Kiyoshi is still outside the hotel, right? Or do we just cut to that?
Yes.
One of the two. But we cut to the hotel, and then another cut to Pirasaurus, Hurricane Joe, and Maya.
There, I guess the lighting and everything, the way the scene is set up, makes it seem like they're talking to the Fasci statue, but I don't know how they would have gotten a Fasci statue into that hotel room.
Well, they just brought it
Oh.
in.
Well,
set it
shit,
up.
when you put it like that, obviously.
Yeah. It's just a
It's
hotel.
just a hotel. People don't ever ask questions.
It's true. You just, if it fits in your luggage, you can just throw whatever in there.
So what you're saying is that
Put the do not disturb
it's a
sign
portable
on.
Fasci statue. It's a
Yeah.
little one.
They
Yeah,
brought
they got the little one.
It's a little guy.
Fascism, now portable.
You can take it on a plane.
How convenient.
Great signal.
So Fasci
And-
statue is explaining that the plan is that our cyborg champ, our cyborg champ has himself a championship match coming up, and it's so big and it's so important that a bunch of Japan's major economic and political leaders are gonna be there.
This is the fucking match
of the century.
to
This
be
is
at.
fucking Ric Flair versus Anthony Inoki in North Korea. Like, this is a match that you have got to see.
God. I don't think I've seen that one. No, you go watch that one.
But yeah, so apparently this is the match of the century, and so everyone's gonna be there to watch. And when they've got them all gathered up in the arena, they're gonna gas them with the Pirasaurus gas. So they help them get they help him get all suited up. There's this fun little scene.
Yeah, I was just
of
kind
them putting his cape on him and then just kind of trying to stuff the mask over his dumbass dino head.
Zhoop. It works perfectly.
And then he transforms instantly.
Yeah.
Back into what looks like a human. It's so wonderful to just see in
It's
real
very
time.
good.
Love how much he struggles to get that mask on over Pirasaurus' face.
Yeah.
Right?
So hey, you like prestiges? Have you gotten sick of them yet? I hope not, because
Never.
Satan Masks leaves the hotel by car and he heads off to the wrestling venue where Taki and Hayato have been waiting to the side, and Hayato talks about how they're going to handle the situation. Hayato says he's going to go trail Satan Mask, and Taki gets to go deal with Maya. As Taki goes to try and infiltrate the hotel, he, not literally, thank God, because he's on a motorcycle, runs into Kiyoshi, who is still chilling outside of the hotel. I forget exactly what Tachibana says that prompts Kiyoshi to divulge this information, but essentially Kiyoshi is like, that's not, that guy who left in the car wasn't the real Satan Mask, because here, look, here's the real Satan Mask now.
Yeah. Kiyoshi grew up in the business.
Knows.
Taki?
What was that cover?
Did you mean Taki? Because you said Tachibana.
No, I said Taki. Did I say Tachibana?
Whatever.
Maybe, just
it
wanted
is
to make
Taki.
sure.
Fucking T names.
A little bit. It is Taki though. But yeah, Kiyoshi grew up in the business, so he knows that's not the real one. That's the one they use to divulge like most of the fans and the media or whatever that diverge them. Here's the real Satan Mask, and a few of those like hardcore smarks. Yeah, the hardcore smarks are like, yeah, we finally get our autograph.
I will say that was probably my favorite
agent.
part of the scene was watching Satan Mask do fucking autographs.
And I, Taki, the FBI agent, am going to entrust this small child with this recon mission that has to deal with Nazis, and cyborg Nazis at that, with death mist that can kill thousands.
I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really ask the kid for much. He's just here's the thing I'm also going to say. I'm willing to give Taki the benefit of the doubt on this, because he essentially asks the kid to do what I imagine he was gonna do anyway, and then do a phone call afterwards. Right? He's like, I want you to quietly tail those two, and then when you get to where they're going, call the Tachibana Motor Club. Like, let's be honest. Kiyoshi was gonna follow them regardless. At least now he gets to make it useful.
Somewhere to call.
Especially because this frees up Taki to be able to go do something else important that we're about to discuss here in a second. So Satan Mask the First, he's in the car. He has noticed that he is being tailed. So the car and its inhabitants lead the tailee. Sure. The tailee to, I don't know, it's like a lumber yard, I guess. There's just a lot of stacked up wood.
I'd assume it's like a lumberyard of sorts.
Mm.
To the line of the stacked wood, where they're like, all right, we know you've been telling us, come on out. And of course it's Ichimonji. I think he says something about Satan Mask being Pirasaurus, which I guess...
Yeah.
I guess that means that Ichimonji hadn't quite drawn that conclusion yet, huh? Which I suppose makes sense.
No.
Because he's not seen he's not seen anything that would lead him to believe that they're the same person, per se. But, as, like I said, do you like prestigious? Because, that's not all Pirasaurus, but we don't find that out just yet. I mean, I guess we already technically know. But, it's not revealed to Ichimonji just yet. First, we gotta do ourselves a little fight scene. We get some fighting on top of stacks of wood. We get some jumping down stacks of wood to change elevation. We get some swinging some 2x4s at some people.
Yeah.
And I appreciate this change of scenery. It's not just the dirt hill anymore.
Yeah, it's a fun setting for a fight, and also worth noting that Hayato has not bothered transforming a single minute. And he is handily kicking people's ass anyways.
I will actually, just to build on Gopher's point a little bit, we've actually had a couple of nice changes of scenery, especially for fights in this particular 2 episodes. We have a dirt hill fight initially when we're fighting, Hurricane Joe, when we're trying to tail Maya, and we have a dirt hill fight when we are ambushed by Pirasaurus at the motor track. But there's the fight in front of and on the stairs of the arena. There is
that plaza is really pretty. That's this awesome tower near it,
and that leads into this episode as well. Since that fight finishes in this episode, we have this fight in the lumber yard. As the name might imply, we're going to have a fight here in the ring here in a bit. We had some nice little bits of scenery for this one as far as fight locations. We're really starting to diversify it, and I like that.
Yeah.
So we're doing this fight. Meanwhile, I think we cut to a shot or two of Maya and Pirasaurus kind of just going over the plan, while at the arena.
Signing more autographs too.
Taki shows up and helps to reveal to Hayato that this Satan mask is not Pirasaurus, but is in fact Hurricane Joe. And I believe he explains to Taki that the real Hurricane Joe is at the. To Hayato that the real Hurricane Joe's at the arena, or does he say? Does he already know that he's at the arena, or does he just say to call the Moto Club?
Let's see.
No, the Hurricane Joe explains the plot to them.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He says that that Pirasaurus should already be at the arena, going through with their plot of killing all the Japanese elite.
And so this is what causes our Hayato to transform. Interestingly enough, I guess because this is one of the few times we've ever actually watched him transform. So this is only our second henching that we have gotten so far in our 4 Ichimonji Hayato episodes.
Yeah, they've done a lot of off-screen.
Yeah, it's been a lot of off-screen
transformation.
Something that does happen a lot less, I've found, if I'm just thinking about it comparatively to modern Kamen Riders. But Kamen Rider in the modern times has so much put into the transformation now, as far as special effects and stuff, that I imagine they wouldn't want to do a lot of off-screen transformations. Once a certain amount of the budget is allocated to making the transformation sequence pretty, you fucking make people watch it every time, no matter what.
You gotta put in the flash, the razzle dazzle.
As Hayato is trying to, get to the ring before everything goes down. He's like, oh, how do I get there in time? And his solution,
a brilliant one,
is to scale a building with his motorcycle.
Just do it.
He's not going quickly. It's not like he's so fast that he's just ramping up the motorcycle. He is going at 5 miles an hour. If that up this motorcycle. People are watching.
I think
from
that was
the
my
streets,
favorite part.
Very concerned.
The people just on the street just
Huh?
kind of like, huh? Like, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
check that out.
And he jumps between
look at
buildings, and then we get our I forget. I don't know their official title, but the ring
Mhm,
announcer.
Yeah.
He's back, and he's just wonderful still. Just so much showmanship.
So
and
much
I love it.
panache. Got that great little mustache on him.
Like he's so
He's
animated.
so animated.
Too. Like his movements would translate so well into an actual
Mhm.
animation, because like it's just so extravagant and
Yeah.
over the top. It's really just
Take
fun
fucking
to
notes,
watch.
Justin Roberts. This is how you do it. But yeah, so we're gonna be announcing the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rumble.
I love the ring announcer also has a really fun moment of just like it's Satan mask and like I think he says some kind of fact and he does this pose with his mask and stuff and he kind of like and it cuts back to the announcer. He's like, oh no, this guy's pretty
Yeah,
scary.
that's right.
And then goes to his opponent.
Yeah, so he's announcing the fight. We're
He's
having
hamming it
another.
up.
By the way, we're having another 61-minute 2 out of 3 falls match because I guess that's what this arena specializes in. If you wanted to be at a wrestling
This one's
match
for the true-
3 hours.
This one's for the true
Yeah.
championship, though, if I'm recalling right. They made a point. He's going to be the champion cyborg.
Here's the thing I am confused about though, is they announce Satan Mask as the champion. So like did
He's
Yeah.
defending it.
Yeah, he's
when did
defending
he
his
win
title.
the belt? I thought he was getting his title shot tonight.
No, well, he got turned into a cyborg, and all shocker people get the belt.
Chuck he had to vacate the belt.
They put it up to a 10-man
Yeah.
tournament to get the new belt, and the same guy won it, but they don't know.
I do like how both the announcer and Satan Mask are equally surprised at Kamen Rider just
Well, to be
strolling in
fair-
here. Yeah, but it's still
What's that?
very good.
That's Kamen Rider's music.
The roof just came off this place.
Kamen Rider. At the top of the stairs appears Kamen Rider announcing himself as the new challenger.
Runs into the ring.
I
DDT's
do
the champ.
love that,
DDT's the
like-
challenger.
In universe, did he have to approach someone and say, "Here, play this to me while I walk
Yeah.
in"?
I hope
It's
my
actual
mixtapes.
music. Like, we're not even making wrestling jokes. His actual theme
Yep.
song hits.
They play his goddamn theme song, and he comes in like wearing a cape.
Yeah.
Oh,
know
he
how
absolutely
would, though.
like
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
that's the real reason why they needed fucking Takeshi to break his leg. You could have never gotten Takeshi Hago to do this shit. This is way too flamboyant.
Hongo would have just descended from the ceiling and wasted this guy immediately, but Hayato knows how to
A
come
little
in with a little
pizzazz.
panache.
He works the crowd, and the crowd
Crowd
loves
loves-
it.
oh, they pop
They
huge.
the kids are
Haven't
so
seen a pop
hyped.
this big since
to
the
see
Hardy
Kamen
Boys
Rider
came back to
fight this dude.
WWE.
Yeah. Just the Jesus pop.
What?
Everybody
Yeah.
goes nuts. Anyways.
Don't you love it when you can just say a bunch of shit in English and then seem like you're speaking Spanish to your friends because they just don't know?
Huh?
I know that feeling so
what
well.
is a hardy boy?
Hardy boy.
What is?
Como se dice?
¿Cómo se
Hardy
dice de Latino Heat?
And
Oh.
Es una raza.
then we have a wonderful thing that Tachibana does here. Right before the fight. Where Tachibana just yells, "Everybody
Yep.
run!" And they all
And they do.
Oh yeah, because Pirasaurus drops the gimmick immediately when Kamen Rider comes
Yeah.
into the ring and takes off the mask and is like,
I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it."
gas you. And
No, this
Tachibana
is
is like,
before-
oh fuck, everybody get
This
out
is
of here.
before the mask is taken off.
What?
Is it really?
I don't
Yeah.
even know anymore.
The mask only comes off as he tries to kill this small child.
Does it really not? Oh
which
God,
is well
you're
after
right.
the shocker.
Yeah.
Which is the shocker
That's
agents
true.
actually come in first.
Damn, Hayato, way to kind of. I mean, I get it, but like, way to jump the gun, my dude. I know you were all excited for this match, but y'all
I mean,
gotta go.
It worked, though. Everybody believed him until they began evacuating.
I don't know if I'd agree with that
Um,
sentiment.
And
Or
I
at least
mean,
trying.
They tried.
Specifically, the
Yeah.
sentiment of everyone believed him. I don't know if they believed him per se, because no one really started moving until fucking Tachibana got up and was like, "Hey, get out."
Yeah.
Once a normal dude in the crowd started panicking, then they were like, all right.
The
But to be
domino
fair,
effect.
if I was at a wrestling match and a dude I didn't know in a suit and a mask came out, got into the ring, and then said, "Everybody leave," I'd be like, okay, this is a weird gimmick, but...
Yeah.
Or
that's-
is it supposed to be like an unsanctioned match? Are they about to turn off the lights, or...
Oh no, that dude's really
Oh,
running.
shit, oh,
Maybe
shit,
I
yeah.
should-
And then once some black dude got up and bolted, I'd be like, all right. Pack instincts. It's kept us alive for years. As many joke videos as are made about that sort of thing on the internet, is the truest survival instinct that any racial community has. If I am in a public space and I see a black dude running in the opposite direction, I'm going there too. I'm out. I don't know what this dude's running from, and I don't want to find out. I am fucking gone. And if it's a plus size black dude too, if it's a big dude, go. If he's booking it,
Yeah, if that guy got motivated to run,
boy, you need to get out of there.
Oh.
It's like the Cloverfield monster or some shit. Go, just get out. What? Don't follow the white people. They're gonna go in the direction of the monster. That's cannon fodder for you. You need that time. Get to moving. Get your ass home. So the crowd starts trying to clear out, but they're I wouldn't say that their egress is stopped per se so much as impeded by shocker grunts.
Which they bolt into the scene like, "Stop, we'll cut you," and then they don't stop and
Nope.
they don't get cut.
Shocker
Just get
grunts
overrun.
kind of all flash, no substance. It's like I was looking for some kind of a wrestling reference I could make.
It's like Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, it's like a backyard Federation's High Flyers match. There you go. Lots of flips.
I'll applaud that joke as if I knew the detail that goes on to it.
Lots of flips. Hey, you want to watch a dude flip from the inside to the outside? You want to see 600 tope suicidas? You want to see an unlimited...
You know I do.
You want to see so many Hurricane Ranas that you could power a city in Michigan? Because you're gonna. No real substance, though. But yeah, so while everyone is trying to escape, Satan Mask and Kamen Rider, they're gonna square up in the ring. It's the battle you've all been waiting for. It's the death match in the ring. Kamen Rider versus Pirasaurus for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's gonna win?
Kamen Rider knows one simple fact. If you want to be the cyborg, you gotta beat the cyborg.
Yep. There's a...
And he's gonna do it in the ring,
Mhm.
clean.
Kamen Rider is well understanding that you got to be bold to wear the gold, and if you step in the ring with a Kamen Rider, you're gonna be excellently executed. That's all there is to it. So
because he is the best there is,
was,
the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I already said Hayato is the Bret Hart.
God, he really is though.
Of Kamen Riders.
Well, wait, now hold on.
I think he's proven it.
Because I only know so much about these older wrestlers. Is he the Bret Hart or is he the Shawn Michaels? I feel like I could see a little boy toy in him.
I think if we really want to get in the nitty gritty of that metaphor, I think character-wise, he's more Shawn Michaels. I think grander scheme of the business and his role in it, he is more of a Bret Hart.
That certainly makes sense.
He is the Hogan replacement.
Yeah. God damn.
The new era.
Yeah, Hongo kind of is just our Hogan, isn't he?
You know, in terms of popularity and stuff, I would never dare compare Takeshi Hongo to actual Hulk Hogan, that motherfucker.
Fucking no dick Hogan. Fucking pelvis bones don't even work, dumbass.
Get him, get his ass. He deserves it.
Fucking raise his old dick. Anyway,
you know, I think if we were to show someone who doesn't know or watch Kamen Rider this podcast, their feelings would probably be similar to my feelings about listening to wrestling which is, I don't know what is what's happening, but that's a lot of words and it feels like a lot of things to unpack, but they are enjoying themselves.
They having a good time though.
I suppose we should go home with
it. Let's go ahead and hit that roll up, huh?
You know who's not having this good time?
Fucking Pirasaurus, because he's getting his ass handed to him.
Or this kid who almost gets turned into skeletons.
So we get to a point where Kamen Rider is really starting to put boots to asses in the Satan mask fight, and to Shake's point, this kid knows the business. He knows a kayfabe right hand to a real right hand, and so he rolls up in the ring and he's like, "Hey, stop beating up my older brother." And so,
please, I beg of you.
As we mentioned earlier, fucking Ichimonji Hayato, Kamen Rider, playing the role of the heel in this match, does the most despicable thing that you could do as a wrestler. I want you people to understand, if this was Mexico, he'd be fucking disqualified from the match for the actions that he takes.
Yeah. That's just a straight illegal move. And people might IRL beat his ass and maybe kill him.
Holy shit, what a no-no. But he takes Satan Mask's mask off.
Just rips it off in the middle of the ring.
Where everyone can see. That is, in fact, Pirasaurus. It turns out that there was actually a monster under there, so it's...
it turns out he's a horrible reptile.
Probably. I think in hindsight, we're not going to disqualify you for this one, actually, Hayato, because there's... That do be a monster, though.
That do be a lizard Nazi.
Do be a lizard Nazi, though.
Well, for about the remainder of another 30 seconds...
So mask could go off, lizard man lizard. So he's like, all right, I'm a gas. Attempts to gas the place. I guess he just doesn't have the juice in him. He's poor dude. He's only been wrestling 15 minutes and he's already gassed. Got to work on your cardio there, brother.
But
it's a double. I did 2. 2 points.
2 jokes.
So he tries to gas the little kid, but with the combined efforts of Taki and Kamen Rider keep him safe. So he tries to gas the Kamen Rider, and it doesn't work. Here's the thing. The gas doesn't work on the Kamen Rider. Pirasaurus is like, why doesn't the gas work on you? Kamen Rider doesn't say anything. No one comments on the fact that he's wearing a fucking helmet. He's in a mask, you dickhead.
That's for Pirasaurus's. That's for Pirasaurus's dumb ass to figure
Yeah,
out.
This is just more evidence that it's just a
supposed to
bug
just be his
carapace.
face.
It's just
how
his
he
face.
looks.
Yeah,
Thank God.
exactly, right?
It's like, why
So
aren't
much
you
better.
affected? Shut up.
Yeah, really. Like,
I'm a bug.
just absolutely
Can't
no
kill a
sells
bug.
that. Just no response. Totally silent. I don't know if this one's gonna take, but what does happen as an aftermath of this? The majority of the people are out of the place, but one person doesn't make it out alive, and that's surprisingly, of all people, Maya. Maya gets hit with the death mist. We're gonna see if she stays dead. I don't think she's gonna.
Maya? More like gonna die.
Oh.
Maya? More like goodbye.
Fucking
Got
got
her.
your ass. Got your ass. But yeah, Maya gets gassed. I think that leads us right into the end of our fight, which I did actually rather enjoy. How this particular fight ends. I will say this fight, just to go over it very quickly, it is very much so a tease of a fight. If you are a wrestling fan,
It hits the important beats. I'm not expecting a 20-minute slobber knocker. We only have 20
no.
minutes to show.
I will give you that. What I am saying is there are lots of spots that get set up and then don't necessarily get resolved. Right? Like there's that bit where he's at the top turnbuckle and I was expecting a diving anything and he kind of just jumped down and kept fighting. There's a lot of stuff like that in this fight. Kamen Rider gets thrown into the ropes, and this is only because I've been cursed by a certain luchador, but like we didn't get a tiger feint kick of any kind. You know, stuff like that. We set up a lot of spots and then just didn't do them. But it's still not a bad fight overall. The ending though is very nice because we get a starting to become a classic now in Kamen Rider fighting, which is our hero and our opponent jumping at each other. I think he goes for the Ultra Punch, and Kamen Rider delivers a Rider Kick.
Yeah, we clash with both finishers
in the air,
and it's incredible.
It's very good. What I actually like is that they both land after hitting each other's finishers on each other. Then Kamen Rider goes down, and Pirasaurus is like, I won! I'm the champ! And then he goes down, which of course means we're going to start the count. 1, 2. But of course, Kamen Rider actually gets to his feet pretty quick.
Yeah, he was playing possum.
Yeah, then we get some bullshit, don't we?
This is an interesting element that I don't think will come back. He wasn't turned into a cyborg, he was turned into a monster? Is what seems to be implied here.
The shrug.
The monster's death has brought your brother back to life, and that's
it. And then,
yeah,
as I wrote it in my as I wrote it in my little synopsis, Hayato, Taki, Goro, and Kiyoshi ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, because when I say that's it, I do mean that's it. It's not like they don't do like another establishing shot where everyone's back together. No, it's just like they cut to them riding off into the sunset. And it's
the end.
That's
wild.
over.
Although I do like how Mari and Yuri are just left there.
Yeah, they leave them in the dust. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's pretty funny. My my interpretation is through the fighting spirit and magic of pro wrestling. Anything is possible. Anything can happen in the ring. And
Wrestling
that includes
magic,
Kamen Rider beating somebody without killing them.
It was a miracle brought on
feel
by
like
the
this
goddess
was set up-
kayfabe.
Yeah. I feel like they took a second in the previous episode to be like, oh man, if that really is Kiyoshi's brother, like, that's bad news. Like, I don't want to kill Kiyoshi's brother. That'd be terrible.
Yeah,
And so he didn't.
I understand where you're coming from. I want to say that is a thing too, but the problem is I don't think it is. I don't think they ever actually have that scene.
There was somebody mentioned it because Kiyoshi kept talking about how, oh, this is my brother, and somebody, maybe it was Taki, I don't know. Somebody mentioned, like, if that's his brother, this is bad news. Like, this is gonna be real bad.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's just such a wild resolution to what has been a pretty standard, like, plot setup resolution loop.
It feels like they're like, oh, we don't have time to resolve this. We would deal with a lot of emotional baggage. If we kill him, he's alive.
Yeah,
then.
fuck it, leave him alive.
Magic. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Tell me I can't do that? I'm the writer. Hey, watch this. Kamen Rider is Jesus. Bam.
Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that.
I knew it.
You know, the problem is I'm sure there are not an insignificant number of Kamen Riders.
You can't steal Ultraman's thunder
That's
like
fair.
that.
Did you get any good results from Kamen Rider Jesus?
First result is from definitely a further on series of just praise Fruit Jesus.
I know Fruit Jesus. I met him.
Okay.
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah, that's just a...
Yeah. Nope, yeah. Well, we might get to Fruit Jesus one day. Who knows?
There is...
Yeah, Fruit Jesus be willing. Yeah.
What's his name?
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Juice.
I'm so confused. This article seems to...
You know, I found a screenshot of what is definitely going to be a future episode, so I suggest not. We might get our wish.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay. That being said, that just about wraps it up for us here on episode 6 of the podcast with episodes 16 and 17. Thoughts, comments, anything anybody wants to say before we go ahead and wrap it up here?
Read.
I
Oh, go ahead, me.
No, go ahead.
Read Kamen Rider or Shin Kamen Rider and send us your ramen recipes.
Yeah. Yeah, tweet at at First Ride Pod, right? Pretty sure that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have an ad read now. I don't have to remember.
Like
Yes.
Fuck off. But yeah, tweet at First Ride Pod with your ramen recipes. Check out Kamen Rider Spirits, Shin Kamen Rider Spirits, and all the other great Kamen Rider manga. B, what you got?
A lot of love for Kamen
You and me
Rider.
both.
Yeah.
Shakes, any
What was that? What you were gonna say before? Did you not have a comment?
No, it's fine. Listen, all I would ever be saying is expressing my love for Kamen Rider.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Shakes, you got anything you want to say about the episode, or any wrestling jokes we missed that you want to throw in now?
I don't think we mentioned Steiner math this episode.
Did we not? Huh, you would have thought.
Gee, yeah, that's a real missed
well.
opportunity. Well, I hope all the Rider Maniacs out there say their prayers, eat their vitamins, and always make sure to believe in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Last Time Watcher, First Time Writer. We hope you enjoyed yourself. Please join us next time where we will be talking about episodes 18 and 19, which are Fossil Man Hito Danger, although I do kind of like the English name, but I'll get to it. Fossil Man Hito Danger and Monster Kanibubler appears in Hokkaido. Again, those are episodes 18 and 19. As always, there are various ways that you can check them out. Just go look them up on the internet. You'll be able to find them. That's right, Verve and Shout TV. You don't get any more free plugs.
Unless you want to sponsor us. I mean, I guess then it wouldn't be free, but...
We'll work something out. I really like the English name they went for here. It's Fossil Man Starfinger.
Ooh,
that's good.
Starfinger.
We saw the Starfinger. We saw the next episode previews, and we were losing. Yeah,
Starfinger is going to be a fun one
already. I cannot wait.
But yeah, we hope to see you then on the next episode, friends. And remember, if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Hogan, you can always believe in Kamen Rider. And Fruit Jesus.